So the Ortex guy is back with more FUD. 6:29 closing bell update. Short interest still being walked down before the run. Walked down before the run. While shares on loan still high. Utilization at 100% for 98th day. Cost to borrow high. But I love this walked down before the run. Great. But if you look at this, oh, look, the live short interest is down to 104 million shares, which is below the last exchange reported data. Also, return shares, 13.87 million. That's kind of a lot. But as this commenter suggests, they want us to believe Monday's $1 plus run was them closing 13 million plus shares short. Over a year and a half, after over a year and a half, I think we're all smarter than that. Are you? Are they? And by the way, when I say they, I mean the apes. But yeah, I actually have to give him credit. Pedro 471. Shout out to Pedro 471. They actually know that Ortex is reporting T+2. So they know that today's reported data reflects Monday's trading session. So that's good. Good. Maybe they are learning something, maybe. But then I looked at the chart. So, yeah, Monday the 27th. Looks like a hell of a lot of short covering to me. 20%'s worth. $2.45 worth, roughly. So many moves in the stock market are going to be $1 plus. So I don't really know what that's supposed to mean. But I didn't actually look at the volume through that. But let's see. Whatever, 3-hour candles, sure. My favorite, 3-hour candles. Well, actually, that incorporates most of the short covering. That's actually pretty good. So 25 million on that candle, 42 million on that candle. Obviously, all of it's not that, but yeah, it probably is, Pedro. Shares returned more than likely are shares borrowed, not shorted, would explain why cost to borrow is still high. So the cost to borrow is still extremely high, according to the apes. Yet, hedgy, I'm going to use the parlance of our times here, hedgy, singular, is borrowing shares and not shorting them. I mean, they're willing to pay that high cost to borrow. It makes a lot of sense to me. But Ortex guy, gotta love that guy. So here's what I want to do. Excuse me. Here's what I want to do. I want to look at this short to VIX video about Ken Griffin's $50 million loss, because it sure softens the blow of AMC being a kind of a dead-end stock play, right? At least Ken Griffin lost $50 million. I mean, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. So I got it queued up here. Actually, we'll listen to his little Ortex spiel. I haven't listened to any of this yet, but I know what he's talking about with the 50 million. So here we go.
Max cost to borrow at 41.45%. Now I want to refresh this page just so we make sure that we have the most accurate data. Average cost to borrow 30.48%. Minimum cost to borrow at 14.13%, as we can see over here. Estimated short interest as a percentage of the free float. We've got
actually no, we can't see it over here because you cut off the fucking screen. You cut it off every time. We can't see it, actually.
0.34%. Shares on loan, 180.71 million, with utilization still sitting at 100%. So when we're looking at ortex data here, we really just have to look at it in its most basic form. Is the stock shorted? Yes, it is still very, very, very shorted with 20.34%.
It's very shorted.
And again, with all of the things that we've been looking at here, we can only really use ortex as a bare baseline minimum of what the short interest actually is. Now, when we come over to Max Payne over here,
we have Max Payne of
$13 a share for this week. So is it possible that we get pinned down there? Yes. Is this the end?
We're going to get this Max Payne and gamma squeeze nonsense
and all be all? Absolutely not. Now, coming over to the options data right here again as well. Well, when we take a look at AMC, there is a lot of options activity on this July monthly options expiration period, which can, if we end up seeing that run to the upside that we were talking about earlier with the technicals, could send a lot of these call contracts in the money, these put contracts out of the money, and we could
end up... such a, like, why do you need to say that? That you're saying nothing. Oh, yeah, if the price goes up, it's going to make the call contracts go in the money. And the put contracts go out of the money. So, yeah, let's hope that it does. What?
I've seen that delta hedging by market makers where they have to buy the short-term shorts that they were using to hedge the puts. They buy those back. Then they buy the calls or they buy the shares in order to hedge the calls that they have sold. Now, let's get into this situation with Ken Griffin and him losing $50 million before we get into this massive hedge fund that is collapsing. And again, guys, make sure you guys engage with this video. Hit that like button down below. Helps out a whole lot with these algorithms over here. So if you haven't already, make sure you guys go down and do that. So when we're taking a look at this article right here, what did $50 million buy Ken Griffin in Illinois primary? Not much. Griffin, who was the state's richest man, reaped a weak return on his millions. But packaging magnate Dick Uehlein's, let's see if I can pronounce that name right, support for gubernatorial candidate Darren Bailey paid off. So a big chunk of money from the state's richest man could not buy much Republican primary love for conservative businessman Ken Griffin's slate of candidates in Tuesday's election for Illinois governor and other statewide offices. So essentially what Ken Griffin was trying to do here was use his capital in order to get the candidate that he wanted in office. Now, he is planning on moving to Miami. They are going to be moving Citadel to Miami.
Wow. How dare he do that? Oh, my God.
But this is kind of
what a criminal. What a criminal.
Is his last-ditch effort to try to have that final influence in Chicago. So very, very unsuccessful here, and Kenny G is out $50 million. Now, he's worth a lot more than that, so it's probably not a big hit for him.
How much?
But this is an interesting story that we have seen.
How much is he worth?
Now, I want to talk about this hedge fund in the crypto space.
Well, we can. So Ken Griffin's net worth is $25.6 billion. $25.6 billion. And I love how short the VIX is hyping this up. Because to most people, it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. But I want you to think about $117. $117. It's not that much money to most of us. $117, right? To someone who makes $60,000 a year, $117 is, you know, basically nothing. I mean, it would add up if it was 117, 117, 117, but it's a one shot, $117. So that is 0.1953125% of your net worth if you're worth $60,000, or if you make $60,000 a year, it's less than 0.2%, which is consequently what $50 million is to Ken Griffin. Think about that. If you have $25 billion, $50 million is like $117 if you make or have $60,000. Drop in the bucket. Drop in the bucket. I thought that was interesting. What's not interesting, though, is how he just, his last word. Ken Griffin failed. What a failure.
Collapsed. Now, we've talked about this many, many times in the past, that a lot of these funds are facing very significant losses, and that the funds that we had previously seen in the equity market would not be the only ones that would fall in the stock market, what we call the equity market. And the crypto space was going to come as well. And we've seen a couple of funds have issues, but Three Arrows Capital kind of takes the cake here with the biggest liquidation that we've seen. They really do have to shut down here.
Oh, so look, it's another fucking crypto hedge fund.
Into liquidation as
hey, short the VIX. Crypto hedge funds don't count. They don't count because they don't matter. They don't. Nobody cares. Nobody knows. Nobody's heard of this. Nobody cares. It doesn't matter. It's inconsequential to the real world. Hey, whatever.
Market crash takes a toll. Major cryptocurrency hedge fund Three Arrows Capital has fallen into liquidation. A person with the knowledge of the matter told CNBC.
That's so sad. Okay. So, the crypto winter is upon us. All right. Well, that was fun. How about Commander 35's honest take on $100,000 per share? How about that? Let's go. I have not listened to this. It's not that long though, so I figured, what the hell? YOLO. Oh, you know what? I got to put one other thing on this list now that I say that word. We'll have to check out Matt Cole's failed YOLO. We'll get there. Okay, this guy posted a picture of a Corvette on YouTube community and insinuated that it was his, although it was the bald version of him. I don't know how he switches back and forth unless he has a bald cap. I don't really see him as the Corvette type, but hey, maybe.
What's up, people? What's going on today? So, I'm on the clock, but I'm popping on real quick.
On the
I
clock?
I don't have time to make this video.
On the clock in a fucking tank top? What do you work at a car wash?
Later. Get it out of the way now. I wanted to talk about this, and that's another thing from my perspective and my outlook, how I'm seeing it, and just, a sort of common sense, logical based approach to it.
Okay.
And it's like sort of my, the way my thoughts are processing on this matter, which is to do with the, the high price targets for AMC,
getting mixed
upwards of
signals
100K here. And so on and so forth, anywhere in these, what you would consider bizarre range of prices, these ludicrous, insane fucking prices. And what I think is actually possible, what I think is most likely going to happen, in my opinion. And I want to just kind of give my sort of down-to-earth opinion. And it's not say to be disrespectful to anybody at all, because there's a lot of people that I know personally that are friends of mine or people that I support and I watch out there who are believers in that price range, who truly, firmly have like diamond convicted hands on that shit. And I respect that wholeheartedly. And I have nothing against those people. In fact, I hope that each and every one of them makes their price targets, and I feel the same way. I would love to hit fucking 100K per share.
All right,
and walk
let's
away
get
with
to
that
it
money,
here, buddy.
My sort of perspective on this is not exactly the same as everybody else. A lot of people have their own way of thinking, and this is how I see it. For one, I want to get this out of the way and say this, and that's that I do believe in all the data, all the DD I've done, all the things I've seen. I've seen the numbers, the synthetics, everything, all that shit. I've taken all that into account, and I realize, and I know for a fact that technically speaking, this, the value of AMC per share could and should be upwards of, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars per share. There's no question about that.
Oh, well, that's where we disagree. That's where the facts diverge from whatever this is here. We all know we all know Jesus is coming back. Do we? Do we all know that? Okay.
Not disputing that. And hell, I could even see, you know, mathematically 100K being possible. For sure. So I want to get that out of the way.
Oh, I think I know where he's going. He's going to go, this is my prediction. He's going to go with the people, human emotion won't allow it to happen because everybody will da-da-da-da-da before blah-blah-blah. But you have to have diamond hands, blah, blah, blah. That's my guess.
It's just so people understand where I'm coming from, that, yes, I acknowledge that these numbers are theoretically possible. So there's no arguing or questioning that from my side of the playing field. You know what I mean? So just want to make that very crystal clear to you guys, for the people who do firmly believe in that and that that's going to happen. But for me personally, I just don't see, well, here's what I foresee actually happening. Let me just start with that. I see that the most likely thing that's going to happen is that we're going to lose almost the majority of all holders between the 100 mark and the 1,000 mark.
There it is.
I would say maybe not the majority, about 50%. We'll say that, maybe even higher. We're going to lose a lot of fucking people the moment we cross that $100 mark between 100
and 300. What is this on the wall back here, by the way? Are those like marks, like height? Somebody was marking, or is it? I can't tell. That's weird.
$100 per share.
Sorry.
We're going to lose higher. We're going to lose a lot of fucking people the moment we cross that $100 mark between $100 and $300 per share. We're going to lose even more fucking people as we climb to the $1,000 mark. And if it keeps going above that and beyond that, we're going to lose, even more fucking people. It's going to be like 60%, 70%. It's going to keep on climbing. And there's only going to be a select few people remaining, those of which who are holding to the monster numbers. That's what I foresee happening, and why I think that is because a lot of people, one, have a shit ton of shares, so they don't need it to go to astronomical numbers. For two,
people, that was actually unexpected. That was unexpected. Wow.
Who aren't holding ridiculous amounts of shares, that quite a few folks are only looking to make, 50 G's, 100 G's, $250,000, 500K. They ain't chasing like the multiple millions like a lot of people out, or like some people out here are chasing. They don't need that. They're satisfied
chasing those multiple millions, like like Trey chases a good high.
A sufficient amount of profit and doing whatever which they choose to next, whether it's compound interest, gathering others, going after other plays and increasing that, using that money to flip into other, whatever it may be, real estate, whatever it is. This is not like the final play, the lottery ticket play that will turn them into the 1%. Quite a few folks just want to make enough so that they can fucking, live comfortably and make other moves down the road, whether it, whatever it may be, stock related, real estate, crypto, whatever. And that's what I see. And I am kind of a part of that. I'm here just to make what I need like I said, this is a gateway play, springboard play. I already have money, but now this is another entry point to a higher level. If I make a few $100,000 off this, that's fucking fantastic. You know what I can do with that kind of money? So I see myself personally selling upwards into the $1,000 mark.
Oh.
Anywhere between, the mid hundreds to the 1,000. That's where I see myself personally selling. That's where I see a lot of fucking people selling off. Now, this is not FUD. This is not anything like that. It's just what I predict and I see. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it seems like FUD to me. It does. Or maybe, all right, fine. It's not FUD. It's just fucking nonsense. How about
this
that?
Logically.
Jesus.
And,
logically,
you know, it kind of makes sense. And not just the fact of the psychology of people where they're going to...
it would make sense if the goddamn thing were going to do that. But when you're... all of your evidence is, well, you know, we all know that the price should be in the thousands easily. I'm not disputing that. That's your evidence? You're starting with that assumption. Okay, that's not logic, my friend. It's not logic. It's not critical thinking. It's faith. Jesus is going to come back from his chariot in the sky and personally hand every AMC ape $1 trillion bill. That's might as well believe that.
Sell off. It just seems like that is a reasonable point to which, and within those numbers, that this won't get cut off. You know what I mean? I could easily see this running up to GameStop numbers, of course, you know, the 400, whatever. That's easily achievable.
GameStop
like I said,
numbers.
All the way up. We've seen examples of this before. It's possible. It's doable. It's observable. It's happened before. So this can happen. Money can be made, and it's still a lot of fucking money either way. I'm just, that's just me. That's what I see.
So to recap,
and I honestly think that all the factors, you know, pointing towards that being the most successful price range, you know, upwards of 1,000, maybe a couple K, 3K, up to 5K. It depends what actually happens. We don't know the shenanigans that are going to go on with the brokers as this shit really, truly unfolds before our eyes. We don't know who's going to get cut off, you know, what fucking shit they're going to try to do and play. You know what I mean? Buy button removal, this, that, what's going to happen next? But that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm feeling. And that's my opinion about it.
What? Who cares about a buy button removal? Oh, right, because you need greater fools.
I honestly
you
think
need
a lot of people
whole new set of overhead supply to come in.
Sell at those numbers because, you know, people are exhausted. Not even just that. People they have specific price targets, and that's all they need. That's it. And that's what I'm satisfied with personally. You do whatever you want to do.
It's like saying that my price target for the lottery, oh, it's, you know, it's somewhere between 2,500 and 3,750. Okay.
I just want to clear the air and give you my thoughts on it, and that's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm thinking. So we're going to see what will happen before our very eyes. Maybe it'll skyrocket. Maybe it will be allowed to go to ridiculous, or won't be, you know, there'll be no way of stopping it. I guess we'll find out. So thanks for watching. I'll be talking to you guys real soon. Peace. Stay safe out there. And I mean no disrespect to anybody. I love all you guys equally. So take care.
Wow, that's a change. That's a change. I saw a community post the other, you know, earlier. I don't know if it's from today or when, but it was pretty disrespectful. Not towards me. But, yeah. So mathematically it's possible. We all know that it really should be there at the $100,000 mark. But most apes aren't going to do that because they have very specific price targets that they've discussed with their financial advisors or favorite YouTubers. Yeah. So here's one about the ape father. What is his obsession? The ape father. If you can define what the Greeks are and their purpose, I'll give your wife a ride in my Corvette. Oh yeah, sure that's what she wants to do. Good morning, broke boy. I'm off for another joyride. I don't know. There's so many things weird about this. I don't even know. Here's a sneak preview of my new toy, broke boy. Cool. Where should I go on vacation next? You forgot the who fucking cares choice. But what a joker. Yeah, that's terrible. Watch the ape father's wife shit-talking him. Is that lipstick? 5 hours ago, ape wife reacts to my song. Really? Okay, well, hold on now, because we have an agenda, and then after that. So, all right, fine, I'll do it. I'll do it in between. Just because I like you, evergreens. Ape father's wife, ape wife reacts to my song. Okay, we have DDoS attacks incoming. Seems like we have hedge funds shorting my internet connection. Oh, Jesus. Hedge funds liquidating for Moass. Right, okay. Ape wife reacts to my song. My wife, here it is. Is it this? Yeah, 5 hours ago. Here we go. She at her lawyer's office on the.
See, the ape father, he just did some Phil Collins song trying to get me back or whatever. But what he doesn't understand, I can't stand when he does these serenades, these Billy Joel serenades. I mean, I like Phil Collins, so I can't, really say much about that. But he thinks just because he's going to sing a song to me that it's going to make it all better. I mean, he's got to do a lot more than that to make up for everything he's done. And I don't know. I just don't get him. I honestly, I think he's going through a midlife crisis, but that's between me and you. And that's why I'm doing this channel, because I think a lot of people are like, what is the wife doing? Like, what's wrong with her? Like, why is she putting up with this guy? And I just want to be honest. I mean, I really think he's losing it a little. And I'm just trying to keep it cool, for the fam and stuff, and just be honest and tell you how I truly feel. All right? So I'll check in with you guys later. Bye.
So this is on the Ape Father's channel. What is going on here? What is going on here? Called out by your wife. Oh, man. Okay. So, Antoinette, OPZ. What is OPZ? I do not know what that means. Or it's just 3 letters. Ape Father has lost it. But, he does say he's an entertainer. So he hasn't lost that. He's still got that, right? He's still got that entertaining. He's still got that spark. That desire to entertain. Teddy just dropped a video, huh? Okay. I want to see how he reacts to Redbox being under $7. Right? I don't know. Wait. I don't see a video from Teddy. 1 day ago. Can you link me to this video? I don't see it. Let's see here. Okay. Thanks, Manny. Now, while this is trying to load against the wishes of the 1%ers, see the hedge funds and the 1%ers, they don't want me to do this. but
yo, what's up, guys?
So today I made
some moves based on the
PCE
report that's coming out tomorrow, and it's a big one. So we've been sprinkled with all these different inflationary reports that have been pretty shitty for the most part. Now this one is based.
Look at that collection of resolutions: 144, 240, 1440. Okay.
Based on consumer spending. This is an important one that I think is actually going to be somewhat good. Okay. Some of the moves I made today are based on that. This is important stuff that I'm about to tell y'all. First of all, cryptocurrency, consumer spending. Why did I buy crypto today? I bought crypto today because the markets closed Monday because of the holiday. I believe this is going to be a great consumer spending report. We're going to see some action tomorrow, but we're going to see going into possibly Friday, Saturday, Sunday for crypto. So I wanted to get in on crypto and capitalize on that. I might be wrong. It might suck. This is consumer spending. What are you spending money on if you're spending? Are you going out to dinner, or you still got your gym membership? You know what I'm saying?
I know what I'm doing.
Is your wife still...
I'm buying fucking Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. That's what I'm doing with my discretionary spending. What? I mean, I had to look and see, is this video from this year or is this from last fucking June? Because I am not sure why anybody would be talking about these two fucking shit coins. But
still getting her hair done, or is she cutting back? Did you buy rims for your truck, or are you cutting back? Shit like that, you know, consumer spending. I believe it's going to be a pretty decent report, and the market's going to respond on it. This is probably one of the most important ones. So just to let you guys know, first of all, as soon as the market opened this morning, I had to trade down my PSNY because I was over $1 out of the money. So I sold pre-market, got back in. Let me pull it up for y'all so you guys know what. And I also bought some crypto. I'm getting in on the crypto game because I got to, let's see here. I want to be in over the weekend if crypto ends up going crazy. PSNY, so now I'm back in at 968, right where she closed. I said, fuck it, man. I slammed right in at market close. I'm still, so I ended up losing about 30 cents. I was 30 cents when it's all said and done. I'm still 30 cents out of the money, so I do have to make that up.
Great.
Basically, if a ticker isn't going up, it's going down. Get out, stop the clock, get back in when she tanks. So this could continue to tank, and I could keep losing, but I have to continue to do this and recycle, repeat.
Oh, she's going to be so upset about that.
That's how I do this shit when I get trapped out of the money, and she's going even lower, and I just don't want to sit at such a high number. Okay. The cryptocurrency that I bought was SHIB. I bought SHIB.
Why?
I know it's backward. Oh, well. It was between Shiba Inu and Doge. I noticed SHIB holds value really well, and the new SHIB burn with something like I believe it was 500 trillion have already been burnt. They're burning something like over $1 billion a week. Something tells me SHIB is going to make a lot of millionaires before Dogecoin does. And I love Doge, but here's another thing I noticed. When Elon Musk tweets anything about Doge, SHIB now reacts to it. So we're not only getting the SHIB burn, we're getting the Elon Musk effect off of Dogecoin increasing in value. But then I noticed SHIB rocks the fucking house. Doge starts to lose value. Doge will sell off while SHIB is still maintaining its value, which gives you...
Maintaining its value. That's a very liberal use of those words. Maintain and value.
Almost a head start if you wanted to day trade SHIB, because Doge will sell off. SHIB is maintaining its value. Look over at Doge and you say, okay, if Doge is selling off within the next 2 hours,
God, I can't believe
SHIB's
I'm about
probably
to
going to start
this.
selling off. Or maybe within a day, SHIB might start selling off. So I better just keep an eye on my trade if I plan on getting out of SHIB. Doge just gave me the heads up. I just started noticing that. So that's why I put $16,000 on SHIB. I ended up with 1,600,000 SHIB at right on the money.
He's a billionaire.
You know, bunch of 0.00010. Okay, right on the fucking money, man. So SHIB is my new fave. Listen, guys, when this report comes out tomorrow, you know you can't trade Monday. So
what in the fuck? Oh my God. Shiba is my new fave. Sweet. maybe Dogecoin is better. Shit, Doge. Maybe Dogecoin's better. Wrong with this guy. Oh, pretty damn close to all-time lows. But it's gonna run, man. It's gonna run.
So, but it comes out 1 hour before the market opens tomorrow. It gives everybody a head start.
Well, I am so glad to see you say that, Manny. Yeah.
Especially if you got any pre-market apps that you can get in on something, or you can get out really fast if you have to. You might want to be paying attention. 7:30 my time. It's probably going to be 8:30 y'all's time if you're over on Eastern New York, whatever.
Well, that's probably what people said, Brad. Here and here and here and here. So yeah, maybe. Or it could go to zero. I mean, I'm not anti-crypto. In fact, I made some money trading crypto last couple of weeks, but not these, not those. Ugh, not those.
You better pay attention because the market's going to move tomorrow. Okay. Today was flat. Today you got spikes up, spikes down, but everything pretty much flatlined. You know, we had a little bit of AMC action, I noticed, but what was pissing me off heavy on AMC, it was pissing me off at first because I noticed as shorts were covering today, the needle moved up, cost to borrow slightly went up, maybe 100,000 shares were put back, but then they were instantly borrowed to reshort. Then like 300,000 shares would be put back.
Well, that's what happens in a marketplace with, I don't know, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of participants. To say, oh, shorts are going to cover. Yeah, okay, great. That's sure. They will. They are. They have been. They have been this whole time. What about the other 9,000 hedge funds or institutional investors or high dollar retail investors who want a piece of this short action? So that's a flaw in the narrative that was never addressed. It was never addressed because it was never thought of by these guys. It was never thought of by the people that originated this message, this narrative. The assumption is shorts will cover and close their positions, and that's it. And then AMC will go to the moon. But as the price goes up from short covering, yeah, somebody, maybe the same people, maybe other people, maybe another one of those 10,000 market participants who want a piece of this action are going to, yes, they're going to short sell it. So why does that piss you off? Why does that piss him off? I don't know.
You have 300 shares to loan, then those would vanish. Ticker would move down. Ticker would move back up. Reshort. I'm like, now guys, notice what was the number? It was 52. I found another pattern today with AMC. Check those guitars out.
Don't pay too much attention to the news, Evergreen. It's all bullshit. I mean, unless you're, watching it with a contrarian eye, which maybe you are, hopefully. Yeah, Brad, I want to know also who's holding all these AMC shares that are borrowed but not shorted. They always say that. They always say that. Like right here. Shares returned more than likely are shares borrowed, not shorted. Would explain why cost to borrow is still high. Would it? Why would that explain cost to borrow still high if shares were returned? I don't know. Stupid. You can't make any sense of this nonsense. But yeah, How many hedge funds, how many institutions actually borrow shares for shorting and they don't short them? They just hang on to them and pay the fee anyway, especially when the goddamn fee is so fucking high. It's astronomical now. It's almost what, $6 a year? It's almost $6 a year per share. Holy shit. But, you know, going with their narrative, the cost to borrow being so high, why does that make sense? I don't know. And let me tell you, I don't, it would not surprise me one bit if it comes to light that Ortex is just making this shit up or padding it here. In fact, I think that you can prove that just with the data that they have presented if you compare it to the exchange reported data. If you go to these days, the days that the exchange reported data indicates 2 days out of the month. If you go to those days and compare it to Ortex's bullshit estimated bullshit, it's way off. It's always way off, and it's usually high. It's usually way high. So, I don't know. But that's one thing that the apes have always made part of this narrative. Oh, well, you know, the returned shares, they're not short. Those aren't shorts covering. That's just people returning shares that they didn't short. Oh, okay. How often does that happen? How do you know that? You don't know that. When you compare it to the price action, it's clear. Yeah, shorts covered 2 days ago. A shitload did. And, you know, and I've said this, the short covering is the only real fucking buying pressure that's in this stock at this point. It's the only real buying pressure. But, you know, but these return shares, yeah, they're just return shares from shorts that didn't actually short.
Baby,
give me a break.
Fuck yeah, this is the whole studio. Check it. Look at all this shit. Look at that. That's that is the workstation that I record all my music on. We got a freaking $5,000 drum set over there. This thing
oh, look at me. Look at me. I have all these instruments that I can't play. Oh, did I say that out? Anyway.
Just fucking sit tight for a minute. Don't sell yet.
What about Redbox?
Check these numbers out.
Redbox conspicuously missing.
Yeah, 1352. Now, I understand resistance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for her to hit 1352, it was then shorted all the way down to 1320.
Teddy, my man, you sound like an amateur, okay? You sound like an amateur. It was shorted down. They shorted it down. Okay. All right. Where is this bullshit here? 1352. I don't know what he's talking about. They shorted it down.
Then we got shorted to 1314. But every time she bounced back, where'd she go? 1352. Every fucking time, man. I'm talking 5 or 6 times, y'all. I saw that. Today, I kept seeing 1352. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on with that number? And then finally she took off. What time did she blow past the third? Look at that.
Like, just look at the goddamn order book. Look at the fucking order book. Or make friends with Jack Hunter and let him share his bookmap password with you. Then you could see it. But
1352 again at 105, right? I don't know if they just gave up on shorting this motherfucker because she just kept bouncing back. And finally she gets a really nice V pattern, a double bottom, and then she took off. As typically when you see these double bottoms, and boom, she soars in. Not really that bad. It was 1386, which was more than I expected, to be honest with you, because when I saw the constant bombardment of new shorts, I thought they were going to win on this thing and get it all the way down to like $11 today. but they did not. They failed at the $11 attempt. So I was really happy because I'm still in on AMC. I'm not giving up yet. I have high hopes for July, and I hope you do too. I don't think now's the time to get out, especially with this new report that's coming out tomorrow. That could, hey guys, listen, we're waiting on it.
Yeah, when has a report ever fucking done what they think it's going to do? I mean, seriously, when has a report ever done what they think or hope and pray and have faith that it's going to do? I mean, this is the opposite of evidence-based. And, you know, take from it what you will, but, and I don't know, maybe it will. Hey, maybe it will.
Game changer, all of us are, right? We're waiting on something to happen that just all of a sudden you see this reversal in the market with continuation, right? This fucking report tomorrow, consumer spending, very well could be that. Okay? Because we're going into a weekend to where crypto could recover. Crypto could set the pace for everything else. Come Monday, the market's closed. You're going to have a ton of fucking anticipation for Tuesday, right? Gangbuster Tuesday. Who knows? I'm just very optimistic, all right? So let me show you guys a couple more things. I'm going to show you the studio bathroom here.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see your fucking bathroom. Come on. Come on. Oh, boy. Wow. Who cares? We get it. You got some money. As somebody pointed out in the chat earlier, your followers do not have money. Okay? Pretty disgusting. Where is it? Here we go. Evergreen's left. Teddy Zane has over $1 million. He can bag hold. It doesn't hurt him as bad. His audience, though, cannot. And that's true. It's a good point. So, Model 3 Dude says, these people just want to believe anything. Are they using meme stocks as a lending facility while Fed rates are climbing? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. I have crazy fucked up theories of why I ask these questions. Hopefully it's because you wanted to see what I would say. I don't know, but doesn't seem like it. That's the kind of confirmation bias-y type beliefs that the apes have. Like, everything is about AMC. The reason the market has gone down as much as it has is because hedge funds are hurting because of AMC, which makes no sense because the stock has gone down. So if they're shorting it, they're actually making money. So I don't know if that was a serious question or not, but I seriously doubt that. Okay. And it looks like Lynn's dog. Did Lynn's dog get out? No. Okay. All right. So, unless he talked about it during one of these parts that I skipped, which I think it was just all bullshit, him talking about his music stuff and his bathroom. Didn't talk about Redbox. I was really hoping to get some Redbox talk from Teddy Zane. You know, because he himself said, if Redbox doesn't squeeze, AMC is not going to squeeze. He said it. Not me. His words, not mine. So I'm curious to know if he still holds to that. It doesn't sound like he does because now he's talking about all this AMC shit. 1352. But that was probably the one thing that he said that I could maybe get behind. And not for the same reasons, but at the end of the day, the same conclusion. AMC's current gamma squeeze score. Oh my. Okay. Good God. I mean, they just come up with anything. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a gamma squeeze because, you know, if the price runs up, that's going to push all these out of the money calls in the money. Oh, it has the potential to push all these out of the money calls in the money. And guess what? There's hundreds of thousands of out of the money calls. I mean, that's super bullish, right? Super bullish. Super fucking bullish.
Hey guys, it's Jackson Hunter. I'm back with another AMC.
Mr. Low Energy 4. Hey guys, it's Jackson Hunter. I just took I just took a sleeping pill. But I'm gonna do this video. Hopefully the Ambien doesn't.
Hey guys, it's Jackson Hunter. I'm back with another AMC stock update. Today is Wednesday, June 29th. Please hit the like button. Please smash that subscribe button. I love and appreciate you all. AMC stock was green on the day, 2.02%, and in the regular trading hours at $13.65 per share on a volume of 27 million. This is not financial advice. I'm still not a financial advisor.
Still not. He hasn't passed that test yet.
If I pull up the heat map, you can see limit buys at $12.85, $12.95, $13, and pre-market a big one at $12.90. Limit sell just for
oh, look at that. Would you look at that? Just look at it. There's your 1352, Ted. Yeah. I mean, dude, and you could see that in the order book. You don't need this fancy gimmick to see that. But I do like this fancy gimmick. It's really kind of unfortunate that he has this fancy gimmick, but whatever. He should be making money. Yeah, right. Okay, anyway.
About 30 minutes right here at 13. Basically
blah, blah, blah.
flat. Check
blah,
this.
Blah, blah,
I've been feeling for
all right.
20.38%. It's probably going to continue this downtrend right here. Check this out. This is a tweet that I tweeted out last night. It's a way I've been feeling for a long time now. And I don't always talk about behind the scenes stuff or how I'm feeling or things like that. I try to keep it just the facts, the data, and give it to you guys like I'm a reporter. But I do think there are things that that should be addressed within this movement. And so I tweeted this out last night. YouTubers were everyone's best friend in the beginning of this movement. Then your ego tricked you into thinking we control share price, so now we're villains.
Who in the fuck thinks that the YouTubers control the share price? I mean, that's absurd. That is absurd. Nobody, I don't think there's one person on the face of the earth that thinks that the YouTubers control the share price. I mean, that sounds like grandiose narcissism to me. He wants to think that people think that they control the price, if you follow me. But nobody actually thinks this, Jack. Nobody thinks that. Now, what they do think increasingly is that you guys, your cabal, has created an unrealistic expectation for the stock. That, I think we can all agree, is true. And that nonsense about you being a reporter, you don't have that license yet either.
Are we perfect? Absolutely not. But we've dedicated a significant portion of our lives to financial freedom for all. And because of that, I have the utmost respect for every content creator that is covering AMC, and that's that.
Well, thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. I feel like you were directing that towards me. But, you know, he does not mean that. No, of course he doesn't. And maybe he did unblock me on Twitter. I don't know, but nobody calls me Jack. Well, guess what, Jack? I call you Jack every fucking time now.
Saddens me to see part of this community become so toxic, and you're making your best friend into an enemy and you don't even realize it.
Hey,
okay,
no,
so
the YouTubers are nobody's best friend, okay? Like, you don't exploit your best friend for money over and over and over and over and give them nothing in return. You don't feed your best friend a bunch of bullshit every day. You don't do it. Or you're a shitty best friend. Those are the two options. I mean, yeah, last year, when everybody was new in this, it was different. But now, the YouTubers have been put on a pedestal. The bullish YouTubers, which really is like 9.5 tenths of all of the AMC people on YouTube. And now you have Jack here. He thinks he's so fucking important that people think that he controls the price. I mean, come on. I mean, they are villains. They are villains, but not for this reason.
The YouTubers are not the enemy. We have no dictation on share price. We have no say on the squeeze. We don't have any of that control whatsoever.
And you have no say on it. You have no intelligent opinion about anything that you talk about. I mean, Jesus.
So if you want to have an enemy, you're looking at the wrong place. So yeah, check this out right here. Crypto hedge fund, 3 arrows ordered
we've got to throw that in there.
Liquidate.
Crypto hedge fund. How is that relevant, best friend? Why don't you tell us how that's fucking relevant to AMC, which is a stock, not a crypto? Oh, well, they're using cryptos for liquidity. Oh, what is this? Failed it delivers? No.
Here.
Is it? Uh-oh. Oh, here's what we came for. Well, one of the things we came for. The gamma squeeze score. Where is this coming from? Which gimmicky ass website is this from? This is iBorrowDesk. I don't know if it's the one that's giving a score. What is a gamma squeeze score anyway?
Their debts. So it looks like they are going to go under.
Oh.
Check this out.
Oh, wait a minute. I just caught the end of something.
Capital. Looks like they're a cryptocurrency hedge fund, and they could not repay their debts. So it looks like they are going to go under. Check this out.
So entities that don't pay their debts go under. Keep that in mind.
This is from iBorrowDesk. The short borrow fee rate as of today, 23.9%. So that is getting higher and higher. You can see it's up from 13% just 2 days ago. And may I remind you, that 23 can become 40, can become 60, 80, 100 real quick in a matter of days, if not hours. I've seen it happen. We've all seen it happen, especially last year. Check this out. This is from @TMFScam on Twitter. Thank you so much. This is Fintel's gamma squeeze score for AMC.
Fuck me.
So it's ranked 7 out of 330.
This is an experimental feature. We welcome your suggestions for improvement. I don't think they meant to direct that towards the apes.
5 tickers has a score of 97.72 out of 100 for a gamma squeeze potential. Pretty cool right there.
How?
Now, this is very interesting. This is from
how is that? How does that make any sense? Makes no sense. None. Zero. It's bullshit. Bullshit. You don't need some gimmicky algorithm to give you a shot of hopium. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Gamma squeeze potential. Pretty cool right there. Now, this is very interesting. This is from Rogue Trader. You guys might know of him on Twitter if you're on Twitter a lot, @HFTQuant_. This guy has a lot of energy. I respect his passion a lot. Now, he says, going off earlier coded simple function to track AMC largest returns sequentially by date so far relative to what NASDAQ did thereafter in 2022. So it's really simple. It's looking at the biggest days in 2022 for AMC and what the NASDAQ, which is just, it's similar to SPY, but it's a different grouping of stocks. It's technology stocks. It's the technology sector. So it's what NASDAQ did immediately following the biggest days for AMC this year. So it's really interesting. There seems to be a direct...
And what does that have to do with AMC again? Oh, I guess we'll figure out.
Correlation. So you got 15% change.
There seems to be a direct correlation. Yeah. Great.
And AMC, and then NASDAQ went down 5 days later, 4.8%. 44% change on March 28th. NASDAQ went down 5% 5 days later. On June 7th, AMC did 9.3% green. NASDAQ was down 10% 4 days later. And then another one just yesterday.
So anyway, anywhere from the next day to 5 days later is not a motherfucking correlation. That is not a correlation. That is bullshit, is what that is. Unless anybody wants to, you know, tell me how that is not nonsense. Not to mention, like, these numbers, 44% correlates to -5, yet 7.1 correlates to -4, and 9.3 correlates to -10. Yeah.
2 days ago. AMC green 13.3%. NASDAQ went down 2.9% the very next day. So I think Rogue Trader is on to something with this. Really interesting.
What are you going to do with that information?
Patterns or the cycles,
what are you going to do with that information besides, oh, if AMC goes way up, well, be careful because either the next day to 5 days later, the NASDAQ is going to go down anywhere from 1.3 to 10%. It's useless. Okay.
This one is clearly evident. You know, you can just look at this one. So give him a follow and keep up with any more information that he's putting out because I think it's top notch. Love you guys so much. See you for tomorrow's update.
Of course, you think it's top notch. You thought Astro was top notch last year. He literally gave Astro like a 3 damn part interview. I don't know what the hell he's on. I told you he's on a he's on Halcyon. He's on Ambien. I don't know. Okay. What else did I have on here? Oh, fuck. All right. Speaking of drugs, I'll be right back. No, I'm just kidding. Because it kind of need it to get through this next one. Well, I haven't watched it, but generally speaking, this is what you need. Okay.
Everybody, it's Al from Boston. Let's kick it off. So let's talk about computer share and DRS. I get more messages than you could possibly imagine regarding DRS.
Oh, yeah? Okay? I could possibly imagine 100,000 messages. You get more than that? 100,000 per share. Let's go 1.25.
The direct registration system. Okay. Now, DRS is a type of security registration method for investing. It's become popular for blue chip stocks as major corporations move away from paper transactions to go to electronic book entry forms.
There are no paper fucking transactions. You can tell that these guys are looking this shit up and reading it from sources on the internet when they say stuff like that. The DTCC does not deal with paper certificates. Actually, there are jumbo certificates. We talked about that one time. There are these jumbo certificates that represent all of the shares of a company that the DTCC has, but there's no paper shares issued. They don't do that. So any benefit of that computer share vis-a-vis DRS and paper certificates is outdated by about 15 years, 10, 12 years.
Investors that hold paper stocks who participate in dividend reimbursement programs, they're called DRIPs, will often encounter DRS, direct share registration, right? But ultimately, it's a secure registration method for investors who don't want their stock registered in the name of their brokerage firm. So if you're with Robinhood or something like that, you can see why people would want to go there. But the DRS provides protection against risk in the case of a brokerage fund going bankrupt, and it's safer than holding paper certificates. Shares that are held.
Is that an actual benefit to DRS? I don't know that I've encountered that as a reason, like an official reason. So I don't know, but interesting.
In DRS,
because brokerage firms going out of business
are less liquid. It can take longer to sell than those or something like that. You can see why people would want to go there. But the DRS provides protection against risk in the case of a brokerage fund going bankrupt, and it is safer than holding paper certificates. Shares that are held in DRS are less liquid and can take longer to sell than those held under a brokerage's name. You can use DRS to manage dividends or gift shares. That's really the big thing about it, okay? So let's talk about DRS. So new investors often invest in stocks through like a brokerage fund, your TD Ameritrade, your Robinhood account, whatever. And those people can lend out your shares. And in this case, for AMC and GME, they were taking our own shares to support our own squeeze. And there's anybody that, you know, has a feature that has a stock lending program.
Well, that's a bit of a catch-22, isn't it? If you want a short squeeze, you have to have shorts. It has to be short sold. But y'all don't want that. So I question the motives. Again, I'm getting mixed signals. That's the theme of this live stream. Mixed signals.
Program. You should check and see if your shares are being lent out. I know it's been a year since change in the game, but if you haven't done this already, you should probably do it. See if your shares are being lent out. And if you have an option to turn it off, then you should, because that's probably one of the reasons why they have so many shares to short with, because they're borrowing it from other places. Okay. So like I said, new investors often, you know, invest stocks through a brokerage account. Your shares of stock are registered in a street name when you place a trade order, right? The stock appears in your account. And if you own 1,000 shares of XYZ company, your shares would be pooled with all your brokerage's other clients who also own shares of XYZ. Now, it's reported on the books of XYZ's transfer agent under the name of your brokerage, but investors become concerned about claiming their portfolio in case their brokerages go under. The DRS was created in 1995 explicitly for that reason, for those who didn't want their stock registered in the name of their firm, right? This overall change gave investors multiple options where you can buy or sell from your transfer agent. You can work with a favorite stock broker to arrange trades through DRS, or only work through a broker, right? You know, we just talked about you'd be the owner of 1,000 shares of XYZ, but your brokerage would be the owner of the record. Your brokerage then breaks down which client owns the shares within its own accounting and database, and it provides trade information, brokerage statements, and tax records, right? In the case of margin accounts, you're left holding the bag with a general claim that against the firm that if it goes bankrupt, that you may rely on what's called SIPC, the Securities Investor Protection Corporation. It's an insurance policy if there's a shortfall. The option has its limits. So between asset segregation and SIPC insurance, it's very rare for a customer to fail to get their portfolio back in the event of a brokerage bankruptcy, right? The DRS system provides that an extra safeguard. Now, here's some of the pros. You get protection against risk, right? You get prompt documentation, and it's safer than paper. The cons is lower liquidity. And I'll explain the pros.
There is no paper.
Protection against risk. Using DRS provides you with the protection against the counterparty risk. So you have to go through a recovery process through SIPC insurance. Your stockbroker goes bankrupt. Your fund, right? I'm sorry, not your fund, but your broker. And if your shares are held in a street name, you'll receive a reimbursement, right? But you got to keep in mind this, right? Your claim is with the company you own a part of, not with the middleman. If your stock goes through the DRS, all right? You get prompt documentation. Stockbrokers are famous for being slow when it comes to delivering their annual reports, 10K filings and proxy statements from the companies of which you own shares. But the documents are mailed to your address of record, often promptly when you are registered directly with the transfer.
Sounds like he's a goddamn salesman for computer share. Maybe that's his angle here. So much emphasis on brokers going out of business. Is that really a concern? I mean, if it is, boy, talk about being focused on the wrong shit.
Agent through the DRS system. And of course, finally, it's safer than paper. Paper stocks can be misplaced, stolen, or destroyed. Those are the problems you'll receive with the DRS, which can save you money. You're advised to insure your stock for as much as 5% of the market value when you mail the stock certificates in. This comes out of your pocket, and it's a cost estimate of what your transfer agent would charge to replace them. Okay. Now let's talk about the cons. Lower liquidity. The biggest disadvantage of using DRS is that you can't sell your stock right away. In an event like a short squeeze, that's key, right? Selling your stock right away. You have to submit instructions to the transfer agent, who then pools your sell order with those of other sellers. Then they execute the trade on a preset schedule. That would prevent you from selling shares in the midst of a panic if you were in need of money right away. At best, you'd have to allow for many business days or you could have access to your cash. Now, a quicker option is to have the transfer agent who's managing your DRS entry.
Well, since the squeeze is going to last multiple days, possibly weeks, that's not a problem, right?
Move all your shares to the brokerage firm. A stockbroker could then sell them quickly, but even then, that would take a few days and possibly longer. All right. Now, let's talk about short sellers, drips, and grifting. Your broker can lend out your shares to short sellers that when you hold your stock in a street name, right? Short sellers can drive down the price by selling the stock short, which you already know, which is selling borrowed stock, then buying it back cheaper. This practice results in a profit for the short seller, but lower prices for the stock and less value for you. It can lead to a tax problem when the dividends you receive are technically taken away from you. Okay. The short sellers will reimburse you with something known as the payment in lieu of dividends. Okay. Your dividends won't meet the qualified dividend requirements for tax purposes. And that's increasing your taxes on loan shares. Another thing you got to think about. Okay. Many companies offer dividend reimbursement programs, DRIPs, right? These are great if you want to reinvest your dividends by buying more shares of a stock with little no cost or fees. Reinvesting your dividends can also have a great effect on your wealth over time. You can make a phone call or send in a signature, then enroll in DRIP when you get the DRS, right? An added bonus is you can often gift shares to a family member or having a transfer agent set up a DRIP account for them. Very easy to do, all right? It would be funded with a transfer of shares from account into theirs. That way, I mean, that's a great way. That's a great option. If you built a large position in a company and you want to give shares up to whatever the tax limit is exclusionary for that year, the gift tax limit exclusion. But what does it mean for you as an investor, right? Should you think about using DRS? It might be a good choice if you plan on buying large amounts of stock in one business, but plan on holding for at least a few years, okay? You don't have to worry that your broker or your financial institution will go bankrupt at that time. The DRS system could serve you well if you prefer to receive yearly reports and other documents as soon as possible. It's also a good
well, that makes all the difference for me. I want those reports ASAP, right?
Choice if you want to set up like an automatic reinvestment or like electronic payment or like the electronic deposit.
Shit, Robinhood does all that shit, okay?
Of dividends in your bank account. You don't want the hassle and physical security.
And they're not going out of business.
Risk of holding paper stocks. And there are many unique circumstances to think about when you're deciding whether DRS is right for you. You'll have to figure out what's called the opportunity costs, right? Everybody remember that?
Oh, no, they don't remember that. How do they remember that? You're talking to the "it costs me nothing to hold" crowd. It costs me nothing to hold.
Using your abilities and your needs. The DRS is a process, though, that warrants a closer look for most investors. But in terms of this short squeeze, I would be very cautious about it. Now, let me just define opportunity cost. All right. Opportunity cost is the value of what you lose when choosing between two or more options. When you decide you feel that the choice you've made will have a better result of regardless of what you may lose by making it all. As an investor, opportunity cost means that your investment choices will always have an immediate and future losses or gains. And another way to look at it, an opportunity cost is
like deciding to hold one stock and putting all your eggs in that basket.
The loss you take to make a gain or the loss of one gain for another. Okay, that's what an opportunity cost is. But in terms of DRS for a short,
Joey, this is the one time I'm going to address you in this live stream. Okay, I've been talking about AMC for a while. It's not about to fucking rocket, okay? Has nothing to do with me talking about it. What I'm talking about, and I'm not talking about AMC. See, you don't even know what I'm talking about here. You don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't talk about AMC. I could give a fuck about AMC. I really couldn't care less about AMC. So, you know, whatever, dude. And no, any publicity is not good publicity. That is nonsense. All right.
Short squeeze, I think it's very, very bad. I would never DRS my shares, even if I have your position in GameStop. I just don't think it's worthwhile to take that risk of being able to sell immediately on the button, especially with an agent that has low liquidity issues, proven historical. There's empirical records on it. All right. Yeah, it's accurate. It's very integrity centric. In some cases, it can be a quick and efficient transfer between agents and brokers, dealers. You can do that. It's very fast, but it ensures electronic transfers and reduces risk. For other shares and other companies, yeah, I could see value in it. Absolutely. But for AMC and GME, I don't see value in it.
So he's anti-DRS for AMC.
Listen, for the most part, I'm not risk averse. How do I explain this? I'm more afraid of companies like ComputerShare than I am of Citadel, right? Citadel eventually be eliminated. They're gone. But these guys, they bulk up all your orders together with 10,000 other assholes, forgive me, people, and trying to sell it all at once in a bulk sell.
Did you just call the apes assholes?
I don't like the idea of that at all. I think that is just too much risk, and you're not getting the price execution that you want, and you're taking an inherent risk in that. You might sell for 10,000, you might get 5 because of the vast majority of people. And I don't know how they determine this, but at that level, when even a question of is my market order going to, or is my limit order going to be filled? Yeah, there's going to be questions asked, and you know, it's just what it is. But DRS is a huge company. They're global, I think, for the most part. A lot of them in the United States, but you know, I just don't think it's a good idea. I think it's bad. It's risk. We're already in a risky play, right? I think we all know that. Considering what these guys can do, what they're capable of, why add more chance? Now, where you take your shares from those companies that are loaning out, that's your business solely. The vast majority of the retail community is
so he's against ComputerShare for AMC. That answers the question. Now, what about this Froggy Styles? Let's see here. God damn it. I think maybe it was in here. Yeah, right here. That it. And it was at 3 hours. 3 hour mark. Okay. Let's roll into it. Probably going to need to crank up the speed, but we'll see. Apes versus Wall Street. Apes versus Wall Street.
Much we just pretty much.
Whoa!
Somebody wanted to know why I was bashing Lou, so I went into complete detail on it, and just basically broke them down completely as basically the fudster in chief. Because it does seem like we have professional agitators, and when they say things, it seems like it ripples through the community, and then people pick up fragments of it, and they don't know where it came from. And it does suck that we have people that are doing that, especially bigger YouTubers like that. And like I said,
pretty sure he's talking about Frankie Mohammed there too.
Picking up pieces. He is basically the one that branded Adam Aron as popcorn, and basically instilled the thought that we should not trust him. And as you can see, that's been everywhere. And a lot of people have fallen for it, even myself. And as you can see that, you know, some of us are starting to see that some of the things that you hear has been put out by people like Lou that is misleading people and trying to scare them into thinking the play will end if we try to hold anybody accountable on Wall Street. And that's not the case. So
that's it. But we got another question, Ms. Jean. You can stay in here. But I know the one who came up to speak. If you
hey, hello.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Doing? Hey, guys. I was in and out, work, wife, old kids, plays, all that nonsense. So, good call. Sorry I missed some of it, but, you know, hope things are good.
Yeah, everything went pretty good. A little longer than expected, but, I mean, I wanted to make sure I covered everything and didn't get off with, like, a cliffhanger or anything, but...
We got to do what you got to do.
Yep. Yeah.
Miss Harris, you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Don't sound good. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diva, if you ever need to talk, you know to DM me, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I got this.
If you've got this, and I'm sorry what happened to you.
Well, I don't think there's people in the I don't think Foggy knows. Somebody called me the N word, said the N word several times, and it bothered me.
What?
It really bothered me.
Who?
Can I ask you for a favor? Since look, all stocks, I'm putting stuff aside here. Can you please let us know who this is? Because I don't want this person in my room. Because I kind of had the same incident with somebody accusing us of doing the same thing earlier in the month, where they came in for 30 seconds and then they left and accused us.
No, he didn't come in for 30 seconds. He was in there talking.
Oh, no, Dave, I'm saying somebody came in.
I don't like how people downplaying me on this. And I don't want to go into this because this ain't right. I don't care what none of y'all say. And I sat there and listened to him. And sure, I can tell you that person said the N word. Because as soon as they said it, I texted him. He goes, well,
I know how you feel about it because, again, we've had conversations about that, and I don't think in any situation that's right. I had to correct it where somebody was accusing somebody else in a radio of doing it, and everybody that was in the room went back on this one thread. There were massive clout chasing, and I know that Amy has been tweeting out bits of something like that and trying to say that somebody said it in the room. And that was false. We were destroying evidence, and that we are white supremacists.
Wow.
And
no, I don't think that. I just think that nobody was. What got me upset was that, and I'm gonna be honest. They said in your space call, and you didn't do nothing. So I don't know if you heard them. I don't know if you accept them saying that. I don't know.
Let me ask you something.
Ooh. Wow. Sloppy.
Diva, did you go through that whole entire thread after Amy sent you that big screenshot?
Who was Amy?
Amy Schill? Amy, that girl?
I don't have anything to do with her.
I don't like this guy's tone. I don't like the guy, whoever's talking, it sounds like he's on a phone call. I don't like his tone. He's not handling this properly. That's bullshit.
Go through the whole entire thread about
why would you go through that? Why would you ask somebody if they went through the whole entire thread? What? What am I listening? What the fuck?
Somebody using, that was me, go through the whole thread to actually read everything that was said in the room.
Listen here.
And did you read
I respect
any of
you.
the comments?
Wait a minute. When I respect
yeah, shut this motherfucker down. What a dick.
You, but don't downplay me. Don't do that because somebody said the N word, and another person heard. Several people heard it. And I've been holding this in for over a month. For a month.
Several people heard it.
Downplay it like that. For you to downplay it, that's foul. It's foul. I didn't say you did, but somebody in your face called you because they were talking.
Now, Lukazi was in here before. My wife was.
It appears that he is uncomfortable with this. It's my read there.
Call. Lady Katie was in the space call. There were actually about 160 people. Did you read that this new account came and attacked? Did you read through the entire thread? Because I'm telling you right now, if you did,
I don't know nothing about what you're talking about.
You said again.
I don't know what you're talking about. Fill me in.
The N word was said on our call. Where did you get that from? Okay, and where did you get that from? A screenshot from Black Renaissance, correct? Because that's the only person that came after us that said it.
No.
Because that's the only account that said it.
No,
so somebody else, so in a different account, that came out and accused.
I must not have been in there, but when that one was done, I don't know anything about the Renaissance. I don't know anything about that. You can twist and spin it how you want to spin it. Yes, I'm trying to tell you that. I'm trying to tell you that. You're trying to downplay me. Somebody said the N-word several times. They did.
No, because I have no idea what you're talking about. All I saw was some DMs that you sent out to people that a white guy that's popular in the community said the N-word. And I don't even know what was talking about. And I reached out to you today to see if you had anything that you wanted to talk about. rather than their rumors going on, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Why would I want to talk to you about it? Because I knew you were going to take up for the person. Why would I want to do that?
Who am I sticking up for?
Okay,
here's the thing. Why don't you?
The only reason why this came out.
Hey, man, that sounds like
I don't even know who you're talking about. Number one.
Hold on.
I know one incident.
The only reason why this came out because of whatever happened to Jen yesterday, and so I.
This is the ape community right here. This is the ape community. Good God, what a fucking mess. What a fucking mess. Wow. Wow. I'm actually shocked.
I said this. I made a comment. I said, so it's okay for whoever to talk to Jen that however they did and whatever they did. I said, but how do you think I feel if somebody said the N word several times and I had to deal with it, and I'm the only black person in the space call? Come on now.
When did this happen? And who am I sticking up for?
That was a month ago.
The only time that anybody ever said anything with the account, and I will post it up here to the top, was Black Renaissance, who came into our room for 30 seconds and accused somebody of a conversation between Lady Katie and somebody else of somebody using the N-word. Lady Katie straightened it out right away and went back to that account and said, you're wrong. They were talking about chicken tendies. I went back on the account and said, nobody said anything. We were then accused of being white supremacists and destroying evidence. That's funny because you can actually. No, let me finish. I'm going to finish.
No, you didn't.
Okay, I'm finished.
First of
because
all,
this is two separate things here. Because I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
exactly.
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
So according to you, who was in our space call that dropped the N-word, and who am I protecting? Go ahead. Here's your opportunity to come right out with it. Who said it, and who am I protecting? Because this is news to me.
I think y'all should have that in private. Y'all should go take that conversation in private.
No, actually, it can't be in private, because on a separate thread for a DM that a bunch of people are all attached to, it came right out with, I know a white guy who's popular in this community who dropped the N-word.
I never heard of that shit. That's what I'm saying. Y'all, you and her should take that in private and figure out who the person
wow.
is.
I said, no, I don't want to say nothing because the person is popular in the community and he's a white guy and I want to take his side. That's what I said, and I'll stand on it.
Okay, nobody in this room take my side, and I'm not taking anybody's side because I don't put up with any racist nonsense or any racial slurs.
Oh yeah, he sounds like the kind of guy who doesn't put up with that.
And I would call somebody out immediately on that. So right now, here's your opportunity. Who am I protecting? I'd love to know. You decided to bring this out to the public in a separate DM with people, and they came to me last night. They go, what's going on here? So I have absolutely no idea.
Jen DM me. So come on, call a state. Jen DM me and said, please come in here into the space. Cause I told her no. I didn't want to come in there. So I don't know what you're talking about. Some of people DMing you. Jen DM me because her and somebody got into it about whatever happened with a call with somebody named Mark Cojones or whatever the person
Mark Cojones, right?
However he spoke to her. So she DM'd me
right.
and asked me to come in there.
I did. I asked her if she wanted to come in last night to talk about it. If she wanted to, in Ape Radio. So.
Okay, but what does that have to do with me protecting somebody who used a racial slur? That's what you're saying.
Because let me explain to you. I'm saying that this is my opinion. I'm saying I didn't bring it to you. I told one person. I didn't bring it to you because I'm telling you the truth. I'm saying that I thought you heard it. I thought you heard him. And I said, oh, well, it's pretty popular, so maybe they just overlook it. That's what I said.
But you just said right now that I'm protecting somebody, or I wouldn't come out and get the person out. So who said it? I'm not protecting anybody, because anybody who uses that, I'll call you out right here in front of everybody. I'm not
he's not in here. He's not in
okay, so say the person's name.
I already gave the person's name to somebody, and they're taking care of it.
So you're telling people that if somebody in Ape Radio used
they
the
asked me when did it happen, and I said in Ape Radio. The first time was in Ape Radio.
Okay, good.
I'm not going to go back on that. You're not going to make me go back on that.
Ms. Harris, tell him what he wants.
You're saying that it happened in Ape Radio, and I'm asking you who said it. So I can make sure this person never comes back and I can report them. I don't cover anybody for racial slurs. So who said it? You said you DM'd somebody and they're taking care of it. Okay, well then who did you DM so I could talk to them?
First of all, I DM who I wanted to DM for them to take care of it. I told them the first day that happened, I said, listen to this. So I already took care of
I don't go for racial slurs, Diva, and I'm trying, again, you know me.
I'm just trying to tell you this. hear what I'm saying. Please hear what I'm saying. I took, like I said, this is my opinion. I took it if you didn't say nothing because I thought you heard. I don't know if you heard him or I don't know if you didn't. But I'm taking it that I thought you heard him and you didn't want to say that to him because he's popular. That's what I was saying. Now, if that wasn't the case, I apologize.
I just called out Mark kohrs yesterday, or 2 days ago, for going off on Jay Brown about calling him son, and then going off on Jen. Whoever would have said it in my room, I would have called them out immediately.
I heard you did.
I don't understand that you're upset by this, and I'm trying to help you.
Mark kohrs is something else. He is he's a liability for sure.
You with this, and I'm not protecting anybody, and I never would. Not for
This is a
something
shit
like that.
show.
I don't put up with that crap. And you know me better than that. And if you had this problem, you know me well enough. I've spoken to your grandson. You could have came and talked to me on the side. And I,
do
again,
you
at any particular
understand
time.
I was hurt, but do you not understand? Or you're not understanding?
But I don't
hear
know,
my
again,
point,
because I
though?
don't know
Do
what
you not
happened.
hear?
That's the whole
Do you
point.
not hear what I'm saying, though? I said the one. If I took it the wrong way, that I thought that you heard it, and I thought you would just let it go because the person's popular. I said, I apologize. I apologize for that. But that's what I thought. Because I said, it's not right. I said, I thought the one in them, and I'll show you, I did say it in the email. I mean, in the text. I said, I thought the one would say, hey, wait a minute. That's not tolerated in here. I thought that. I really thought that. But if you didn't hear him, you didn't hear him.
I don't even know who you're talking about. And no, I didn't hear it. And number two, if I did hear it,
like, whatever.
I would have called somebody out on it right then and there. Okay, so listen, I apologize that you heard that in the room if you did, and I did not.
No,
so
it's not if I did.
I apologize
I did.
that you feel bad.
It's not if I did.
Yeah,
it's not if I did.
Okay, then you
I
did. Okay. Okay, then again, at some point, please let me know who it was so I can make sure this person never comes back into the room again. Because that's not only going to offend you, it's going to offend me and everybody else who comes into our show at nighttime. I don't want it in our room. I never have and I never will. I never put up with it. That's a bunch of crap. So I want to take care of it right off the bat. So whoever you DM to take care of it, ask them if they could DM me, and I'll help to take care of it. I have a lot of respect for you, for Froggy, and everybody in this room. And that's something that I don't go for. I have a good relationship with you, and as I said, I've spoken to your grandson about, again, about the thing with school. I want to help them out. And again, I just thought that if that's something that was that hurtful to you, you would have come to me a month ago rather than sitting on this and not saying anything, because I'm not that type of person.
Do you not understand? I don't know how to address that. Do you
hey,
not
one,
get
I have
what
a
I'm
question
saying,
to ask
man?
you.
Do you not get what I'm saying?
Okay, but you were able to address it
saying?
to other people on the side.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I went to somebody because I thought that they could help me, and I know they can. I know they can. So if you hear what I'm saying, if you just hear what I'm saying the one. I thought that you heard the person, and I thought you were taking up for them, but you just clarified it. You didn't hear him say that.
Okay. I feel bad for you, Diva, and I don't ever want you to feel like that. That's terrible. We had a separate conversation before any of this happened about slurs and how people were and nonsense and stuff, and I never like to hear anybody go through that. So again, I understand what you're saying. I feel horrible that you feel that way. If at some point you want to talk further about it or something like this, please know that you can always come to me, Diva. I have a lot of respect and love for you. I always have. I know sometimes we curse in our rooms, and I know that's always bad, and I try not to. We always try to make sure it's respectful. I understand that. I apologize if you got hurt in our room by that, and if I find out who the person was, that person will never be allowed back in our room, regardless of who they are. I didn't hear it, and I'm sorry that you did, and I'm sorry you've been holding this in for over a month. Nobody should have to go through that. But I'm glad we were able to talk about it now.
The one that maybe she doesn't feel like publicly,
That's fine. That's fine.
And that is fine. That is Diva's choice, and we need to respect that.
No, I'm not angry at her for not telling me, Jen. I'm just angry again because I don't protect anybody who says that or they act that way, regardless of who they are.
Well, tolerate that. I get that in Ape Radio, and you.
Yeah, and I feel absolutely horrible for the way that she feels by this because of the relationship that I've had with her from day one. And I love you, Steve. And I want you to feel it.
Yeah.
No, I apologize.
Understand this is so.
I do understand exactly what you're saying, Diva. I do. And I don't ever want you to feel like that. That's why I'm upset that somebody that made you feel like that in our room. So if I could cap it, I will. When you want to talk about it, if we ever do during the road, we do. Privately, if you want to do that. But I just want you to know that, again, if something like this comes up, please, you know you can come and talk to me about something like that. I feel bad if you went through it. I don't want anybody to ever go through that. So if, something like that comes up, by all means, I get it.
And that should not be tolerated in this community. No room for racism. None of that shit.
Yeah,
Nobody should be N-word.
In my opinion, there shouldn't be disrespect in space calls or in chat. And I've even let a little too much stuff slide before in space calls, and I didn't mean to, because I'm trying to give them a chance to speak. And I realize it's kind of better just to shut it down, because if you go over to Boss Blunt's channel, he tells you right off the bat, if you're being disrespectful, you go right to the block. You don't get a second chance. So you respect his space or you get blocked, and that's the way it should be. Because if someone's coming off being rude, regardless of if it's a guest or whatever, they deserve the block, because they should just know better. And right here, I got a comment coming in from River Diver 666 says, "Hey Froggy, when Corey Fieldman wasn't that clickbait? Long time ago, there was a Ape Radio thing that said Corey Fieldman was coming on. It wasn't clickbait. I think you guys actually thought he was coming or something like that. So it wasn't clickbait, but you got people that like to try to call things out, and I think it's kind of stupid. Disrespect is not accepted here. And, if I do catch people, and I've made it very clear, I will block you. I don't have time to waste with people with stupid comments. So River Diver, if you're actually trying to be disrespectful, you will get blocked. If it's just an honest question, you're fine.
Ooh.
But that goes with anybody else. Just let you know, I have zero tolerance for disrespect. And it doesn't matter who it is. If you're disrespecting people,
all these alpha males here, and they don't tolerate disrespect. No, sir.
Period. And because I've had enough of people getting upset and hurt over things that people are saying that is intentional to hurt people, and that's not why we're here. I seen what happened with Jen, and I thought it was not cool. I'm going to talk to Spence about Mark Cohodes. Mark Cohodes is kind of a jerk, but, I get it. Spence might not have wanted it to come out the way it did. He was probably in shock that, what was happening right before his eyes, and he didn't want to do something. I've been there, so I understand it.
I thought too. That's why I don't know. It kind of just happened. I just removed myself from the conversation. And when I mean remove myself, it just took less than a second to think about it. It was instant. I just dropped myself from co-host to listener. I just wanted to remove myself from the situation, I guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, if the one didn't hear it happen, he can't make a reaction to it, and he's trying to right the wrong that appeared to happen. But there's probably stuff in my chat that I probably missed, and I'll see things and I'll delete it, but I'm 30 some minutes behind, and I don't mean to let anything slide, but we do what we can. And I know on space calls, sometimes you're paying attention, sometimes you're not. Things happen, and I'm pretty sure the one would have spoke up on it if he would have heard it, because I know he doesn't tolerate stuff, because he's very quick to put someone on blast for even swearing. So I'm sure if they said something that was disrespectful to somebody, I'm sure he would have said it. But if he didn't say anything, it's probably because he was pretty much away from phone.
Yeah, he probably didn't hear it, and that happens. Sometimes I even, as a co-host, sometimes I even, I have to use the bathroom and I have to step away from the phone and I might have missed something. Some of these space calls go on for 3, 4, 5 hours, and, or you're in the middle of cooking dinner, or your family comes, your husband comes home and he's talking over and you're trying to hear the space call, shit happens,
Yeah. And we can't always be perfect at all times. We're trying, but once we find out who the person is, we can, just lay the boots to him at that point, because that behavior is not tolerated. PJ, floor is yours.
Hey, you guys. Hi, Jen. I was on that space call with Mark, and I'm not sticking up for Mark, but Mark did not call you names. He did not, he was maybe rough with you and asking you not to interrupt him, but that's all he did. He didn't call you names. He didn't say anything bad about you. He was very frustrated that that you had interrupted his train of thought by asking to have another person come up and speak. I understand why you did it, Jen, because he can get a little crazy. I understand what the one. Do you mind for 1 second, please?
My mic was off. I couldn't hear anybody.
I understand why you were trying to make peace. You were trying to keep the call nice and normal, and Mark blew it. I get that, but come on, man. It wasn't like he called you names, or anything. So, and then you went on another call and talked about us.
I didn't actually say anything about you. All I said was about, I didn't appreciate it.
No, I'm addressing Jen right now. I want to know why she went on a space call and said things about Spence and me and Tara. Then you texted me and you apologized, blamed it on your hormones, but you were still on the same call.
Oh boy, this is a shit show. Holy shit.
Okay, so you don't know. Let me just say one thing. I know that you don't feel like. I know that you don't feel like.
$49.
I know that you don't feel like you were defended, but you don't know what happened. You don't know the conversation that Mark and I had after. You don't know the conversation that Mark and I had after. You don't know the conversation that we all had. And then to find out that you went and did this was just so disappointing. And by the way, Diva, I want to say this. I'm very, very sorry.
Shout out to Froggy Stones.
I think it's disgusting what that person did to you, and I'm very sorry you were put on the spot today, and I'm very sorry that you cried. It was as if you got victimized again. I apologize on behalf of the entire community.
Well, my guess would be Model 3 dude, because these people are frustrated. Everything that they have been told for the last year and a half is seemingly swirling down the drain. They're all losing money. They're apparently unable to, or unwilling to, or not ready to question the assumptions that they've based these beliefs on. And in my experience, when you forego logic and common sense, yeah, you're probably going to end up getting sucked into some bullshit. And that seems to me what this is. And I'm sure this isn't the first time, and I'm sure this isn't the only group, subgroup of AMC investors that are starting to, or at least are doing this type of, petty drama bullshit. I mean, I've seen it on Reddit the whole time, but and I don't know. This stems from the fact that they call themselves a family, the fact that they say they love each other, that they believe that the next person is going to hold their shares for them, and none of that shit is real. None of it's real. It's a delusion. It is a concocted delusion. Ultimately, these grifters, these guys sitting up here who have nothing to say, this guy hasn't said 2 words. They're creating the environment where this stuff happens. And I don't know enough about this guy, either of these guys, or anybody here on this channel, to know if they're if they are negligent or if they're fraudulent. My guess would be probably more on the negligent side. Like they just don't know. They don't know what they're talking about. And so they, have adopted this narrative and they haven't thought about it critically. That would be my guess. But this is what happens To quote our favorite, this is what happens when you work to change things. First they call you crazy, then they try to fight you, and then you change the world. But not really, though. You don't change the world. You just hurt a lot of people. You lose a lot of money for a lot of people. There's a lot of parallels. And I say that jokingly, but there are a lot of parallels. So, but yeah, I mean, this is not surprising. We've predicted this kind of stuff, and we've seen it before. This is pretty bad. So let's see here. Why didn't they address it when the person said it? And I don't know. The first lady said that she did tell somebody in a DM, I guess. And I question why this is even taking place on a live stream. To me, that does not seem appropriate. I understand wanting to be transparent, but I don't think that was really the best place to do that. And regardless of who's right or wrong, I feel like she was genuinely upset, and I'm not going to judge somebody for being what they're upset or not upset about. It seems pretty insensitive. And if I were her, I would probably be upset. But, I would not bring that shit up on the live stream unless it was somebody like, like one of the popular apes that comes in here. And then it probably would be called out, and I would address it. But this third party, he said, she said that this happened a month ago. No, let's talk about that privately. But God forbid that kind of shit happen here. I don't, I just, it is a mob mentality. And when people have been promised the world, and then they wake up and realize that they've been basically scammed, and I don't even think that's happening. I don't even think that's happening here. But maybe subconsciously it is to some degree. The frustration is squirting out in various ways like this. Makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. It's like when, something is going on in your private life and you're at work and you get frustrated with something at work, and because it's all kicking around in your brain. So I don't know. Let's see if there's what else is on here.
Unity.
Well, as far as the Mark Cohodes thing, I did hear. I didn't get to hear what Jen said to make him say what he said, but I did hear what he did say, and it, like, from the part that I did hear, I mean, it could be taken as he was.
Now, a word on Mark Cohodes. When he started talking about AMC, when he first came into this quote-unquote community, he gave very concise, factual reasons why the short squeeze was not in the future. Why there would not be a squeeze. And I know some people remember this, but we talked about it here on this channel. Actually, it was my previous channel, Scotty, that channel. We actually talked about it. We restreamed a live space call where he talked about it. And he handed Astro's ass to him about it, and it was really great. And then something happened, something changed, and Mark Kohrs became an ally for the apes and seemingly supportive of this idea of a Moass. I don't know what changed in his mind. Possibly his motivations, I don't know. Became associated with other members of the community, whatever. Started making money off it somehow. I don't know. But Mark Kohrs knows. He knows that this is bullshit. He knows. He absolutely knows. And that is the definition of a grifter. He knows. Yet he is continuing to lead these people on. And that's pretty disgusting. Because I know that he knows. I heard him. Heard him talk about it. So I also heard him say the GameStop and AMC short thesis was strong. It was a good short thesis. And he should know he was a short seller. That's the other irony of it. A short seller has allied himself with this community. The exact people that I do believe a lot of these apes would probably do some irrational, or at least have words for. Very strong words, because they have them all the time. But so let's see here. And I didn't know he was on Fox News. I didn't know he had a powwow with Aron, but that makes sense. Because anytime anybody has a powwow with Aron, they come back. You know, that's their road to Emmaus moment, you know, if you will. But, you know, Aron, wow. He's like the king grifter.
He was being rough. I don't know.
Mark Kohrs is a former hedge fund guy, short seller. He was involved with Overstock. Anytime, if you ever see anything he talks about, Overstock, T0, crypto, dividend, blah, blah, blah. I liked him when he actually, you know, would stick close to the facts. And the reality is nobody cares about Overstock. Nobody cares about Overstock. When Overstock was naked shorted, guess what? It was legal. It was legal to do so. So, anyway, he's a Wall Street guy.
No, but I mean, me personally, I wouldn't talk to a woman like the way he did, because it does seem very disrespectful. I don't know exactly what was said, and I don't think it was very fair what he did say. If she did interrupt him, I mean, I've been interrupted a bunch of times, and you don't hear me say anything of the sort. Mark is a rougher person. Like, I mean, he blocked me for asking him questions and wanting to get to know what he's talking about. And then he basically patted himself on the back for blocking me. He came in one day and was like, I got Froggy blocked. I got so-and-so blocked. And I'm like, I really don't care if he's got me blocked. I mean, if he wants to talk, he can talk. If not, you know, but I wasn't sure if he was patting himself on the back for blocking me, or if he was just going around saying he's just blocking people. I really don't know. But I mean, you have to admit he does have an attitude, and it's a very crappy way of getting your message out. I don't know. Maybe that's why he's getting so much blowback and so much pushback, is because it's his tone on the way he carries it. And that's just from my observation. And
Mark is rough, no doubt about it. But he only pushes back and says bad things to people. And I've been witness to it, and I've seen it. And I've been the recipient, is when they say bad things to him. All he said to Jen yesterday or 2 days ago was, please don't interrupt me. Stop interrupting me. That's all he said.
I was co-hosting. And I
yes, and at that point, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt, Jen. Go ahead. You were co-hosting.
Brown had to say he had his hand up. And as a co-host, I can do that, right? I can say, hey, we got some hands up here. Hey, Jay Brown, would you like to say what you have to say? I mean, or am I not allowed to say that? Am I just supposed to be that silent?
You are absolutely...
And let Mark host talk over everyone.
You are absolutely allowed to do whatever you want as co-host, as you know. So that's why we were all baffled that you dropped off. Instead, if you felt that strongly, you should have cut him off instead of dropping off. I mean, and also too, here's another thing. If he's going on and on and on, and you interrupt him, I mean, he was in a train of thought. Listen, I'm not sticking up for Mark, and I'm not sticking up for Mark. I think this whole thing is blown out of proportion.
Sounds like
for you to go on some other space call and talk about the people that you've told things to, and that you've spent the past 8 months with in this community, to go and talk about, to just say things about us, you're not. I mean, that was just mind blowing, Jen. Mind blowing.
Well,
I'm not going to say anymore.
Hold on. Let me put my 2 cents in here.
Well,
I think everybody...
Honey, it's called free speech, okay? I mean, I'm half joking, but, maybe she said things about you because your community is ridiculous. Because you guys are a bunch of children, okay? Who have childish, irrational beliefs coupled with extreme ignorance and unwillingness to learn. This is willful ignorance at this point. Willful ignorance. That's the worst kind of ignorance, as if there are varying degrees of ignorance. But willful ignorance, it can only lead to this kind of shit, in my mind. It can only lead to this kind of shit. And I, on some level, I think that, Froggy Styles seems like an okay guy. It's nothing personal. And he seems like he really wants to, do something good. I don't know if it's an issue of resources or intelligence or what, or maybe they're just not curious enough. I don't know. But I mean, goddamn, if somebody tells you that if you pay them money, they can make it rain. Pay them money. If it rains, they take the credit for it. If it doesn't rain, they ask you for more money. Say, if you pay me money, I can make it rain. Paraphrase from The Wire. Rainmaker. Rainmaid. Why aren't people questioning this? I don't know. But, and it appears to be a ceiling fan.
Is entitled to say whatever they want about it.
Just a shadow, though. The blades. I think those are the blade shadows, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, it is. It appears to be a ceiling fan. This stream, this community, this group here has the worst attitude towards ceiling fans I've ever witnessed. I don't have a ceiling fan, so so I have no skin in this game. All right, we'll go a little bit more here. It's 11 o'clock, but this is interesting. This is interesting.
Any situation that they had to deal with. So, I mean, it may not be fair. I don't like some of the things that get said about me either. But, I have my own platform so I can speak freely about my thoughts on stuff. That's why I took the hit at Lou today. And, if it was me and Mark came into my space and he was talking to Jen the way he was, I would have shut it right down because, it was a form of disrespect. But, and Spence's here, he gets to defend himself on that situation because, I mean, like I said, I've been in that situation before where, we had someone come in and someone was bashing one of the people that came in. And I was in, shock. I didn't know what to do. So I kind of just froze up and kind of let it go on longer than it should have. And that's my fault. But from the experience that I went through, I realized it's better just to go and just shut it off right there. And if Jen was a co-host and he was attacking her like that, I mean, I mean, I don't know. In my opinion, if you attack the co-host in any which way, and I'm not saying it was an attack, it was him objecting assertively. I mean, there's obviously going to be some tension there based upon the words that he was using. And I don't know. Mark should probably be a little bit more respectful. I mean, I've known Jen for a good minute, and she is a very nice person. For him to talk to her like that, I mean, I'm not trying to take sides here, but in my opinion, I think Mark was probably more in the wrong. So if Jen was to make a space and complain about it, I think that she, I mean,
look,
it's fair
complaining
game.
about it is one thing. Telling people that me and Spence and Tara are paid for by Mark is a completely different story.
Are paid. I said I suspected it because
it doesn't matter, Jen. You put a seed in people's heads in which you knew was a lie. That's why I'm upset. That's why I'm upset.
All he does is insult Adam Aron. That's all he does every fucking day. You know,
he insults Adam Aron. So you go to a space and you say that you suspect that me, Tara, and Spence are paid for? Are you crazy?
You all should be defending me.
I'm not defending him. I'm not defending him, which is why I don't understand why you threw us under the bus. I'm not defending him. In fact, I'm defending you.
All right, I'm gonna mute you guys because I don't want to see you guys fighting with each other because I think it's going to escalate instead of de-escalate. But I do want to have Spence put his input on it because it was actually Spence's call, and like I respect everything Spence says. So when he goes and gives his point of view on it, we'll get to understand what was going on. Because I'm pretty sure he probably didn't want it to go that way. So I don't know how do I unmute just Spence? I'm gonna unmute. Nobody said anything but Spence because I don't know how to fix this. So Spence, floor is yours, man.
Hey guys, what's up? One, I think we're all older than 20 years old here. So this whole situation is completely ridiculous for one. Two, me and Jen have been very good friends for a long time here on the space call. She's always been my co-host. She has every right to do what she wants on a space call. Jen, you could have kicked Mark. You could have done whatever you wanted, and I wouldn't have said a word. Three, during the call, we had 500 people. People chose to come into the room and start arguments with other people, which I can't control that. And if I boot them, then I'm censoring people, and then people tweet about me how I censor. Another thing is, if I would have cut Jay Brown off, then he would have been mad at me. If I would have cut you off,
that goes with the territory of being a moderator, being a host. It's not a democracy, and it's not censorship. I shut people down all the time. I block them. I don't care. They have plenty of other places to go spout their nonsense. Not a free speech zone. We're not here to be convinced of something. We're here to take an honest look at it. And if something is not driving to that point, I have no qualms about blocking somebody. But, that's just one of the things you have to do. And it's nothing personal. Or maybe it is personal. That's your prerogative. But I don't care if people claim that I'm censoring people. Don't care. Do not care. Because at the end of the day, it's my channel. And nobody's forced to be here. I'm not forced to be here. So if it ever becomes a chore or something that, I don't look forward to, I probably won't keep doing it. But it just goes with the territory. Sometimes you have to, address some unpleasant things, and sometimes you have to shut people down. So I don't know.
Would have been mad at me. So I said, I'm just going to sit back and let everybody argue like kids and not say a word. Now, I want to ask you one time, Jen, have I ever said a bad word about you since you've known me on Twitter?
No.
Okay. Then I want to ask you why you went into a call with people that hate me and try to destroy me and say, I thought Spence might have been paid.
I don't know if they hate you. How would I know?
No, they definitely do.
Why do they hate?
Rafiki hosted a call
We got
specifically.
Barbie dolls if y'all want to play with them.
So I just wondered why you would go into a call and spread the seed of doubt that you would think, hey, I thought Spence might be paid, but I hosted calls with him for 12 months. And on this, you guys, one, bringing this into Froggy's call is just looking for attention.
Yeah,
and Froggy, I apologize for that, but I just want to say I got no beef with you whatsoever, Jen. You went off, did your own thing, and I hope you're good with it and happy. And if you feel that I didn't give you your due, I'm sorry. We're from the same state. I mean, we live 2 hours away in Michigan, and I thought as co-host you were going to take the reins and just dump Mark, but you dropped off and
that made no wonder.
Call. So
no wonder. They're our northern neighbor. Okay.
Sorry if I offended you. I didn't mean to.
Ugh. I really, whatever. I'm sorry if I offended you. If I offended you. Really
and like, I don't know. There's so much that could. I mean, Spence got caught in the same situation I got caught in, except for I think Spence's was more of a nightmare because I seen what little part of it, and I was like, ooh, I wouldn't have wanted to play with that one because it was. Yeah, you're right because.
And now it's captured on my channel, so even if he deletes it, it's here.
You don't know who to cut off and what to do, and technically, kind of, if anybody's being rude and disruptive, just like what the one does, if someone's being out of line, he jumps right in and says stop. But I mean, I don't know. It's tough to play
Higgins
peacemaker sometimes.
Oh, he's talking about ISDA and swaps, and you know, hey, guy, I can't even do his voice. He's such a cartoon. I can't even do his voice. I mean, I'm not gonna go further with what I was thinking.
Times when stuff's going on, and it'd be nicer if everybody could just kind of realize that was a bad situation, and maybe like kind of put everything behind us. I mean, it happened, and maybe we can just all still get along. I mean, I don't know if that saying still work.
Here's the thing. I personally talk the stock, and I'm here to talk about what we can do to make this thing happen in the past 2 days. That's all I've done. A day later, I hosted a call. Mark requested, and I messaged him, and I said, I'm not bringing you up.
Chris.
Bottom line, I'm not bringing you up. And he said, cool, no problem.
Well, feel free to drop my name anytime. That goes for everybody here because we are watching. We are always watching. And I'm not just talking about myself. This community of people here, people, my subscribers, and the people in the chat especially, they are very vigilant in combing through this nonsense. And we get all the great shit except for this one. But to be fair, you know, Froggy Styles, you know, C tier, D tier YouTuber. But anyway, but man, I'm so glad that you did. But hey, that's an advertisement to join the Telegram chat group. It's in the description. Link is in the description. So we only look at a fraction of what's posted throughout the day there. It's all the good shit. All the good shit. But yeah, feel free to drop my name in anyone's live chat because in that sense, figuratively speaking, we are always watching. Somebody's got to. Somebody has to.
My understanding.
And, you know, I'm glad that it's us.
Yeah. So now 3 days later, we're still talking about me for some reason when I have never said a bad word about anybody.
Oh,
but all I've got is people coming in my calls trying to call me out saying they're disappointed in me. Jen saying that I'm she thought I was paid in another space call, which I don't even care
So now
about.
we get to it. He's personally upset. Okay.
Because everybody knows I'm not. And that's that. And the fact that we're even still talking about it instead of Ken Griffin and Citadel and Robinhood is just blowing my mind. So, I mean, you guys.
Yeah, why would we talk about any other thing? No problem is as big as this. Nobody is as big a criminal as Ken Griffin, who, by the way, lost 0.1953125% of his net worth on the $50 million failed Republican governor bid that he supported in Illinois. Hey, you know.
You guys do what you want to do. I just wanted to come in.
But it seems like you don't care about your friendship with her.
No, I do. That's why I came in and apologized.
That's why she's hurting. You see, I thought the one heard the guy, and you got to fix that with her. You got to fix that.
I've already apologized once, and I was just getting ready to tell her I'm sorry
again. You and her one-on-one. I like what PJ said. I don't like
I
how
already
did.
I already did.
It was okay.
I DM'd her personally, and I said, hey, I'm sorry, and I hope everything's well.
But it don't come across as serious, Spence. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Women, things are different. That's all I'm saying.
Everybody come take their shots at me for something I didn't do. And
what a fucking, oh my God. That's a man-child right there. Oh, yeah, I got you, Model 3, dude. Yeah. What a man-child. He is such a fucking little boy.
I was being talked about, and I came in here.
Oh, everybody come take your shots at me.
Which I did for something that I didn't even do.
Yeah, he sounds like he's from fucking Michigan. I'm just going to say it. He sounds like he's from fucking Michigan.
Never said a bad word about anybody, but 3 or 4 different people in here decided they wanted to come after me.
I can say that because I'm from Ohio, so in case anybody's wondering. We have that,
with no circumstance whatsoever.
Rivalry.
So here's the rules from now on. Every call that everybody hosts, I'll record, and you are 100% responsible for everything that's said in your call. That's how it's going to go from now on.
Hey, Spence, you're being a little bitch.
Thank you for setting the rules again,
you're being
Jen.
a little bitch.
I'm sorry if you feel you were mistreated.
Everybody likes you. I appreciate and I like you. Don't do that.
Diva, you got to understand, there have been last 3 days, people been going at him, calling him all kinds of stuff, that he's a traitor, this and that. He gave 15 years of his life.
Oh my God, man. Try being Scott Allen, man. Try being Scott Allen for one day, man. Shit, I mean, come on. I don't sit here and complain about that. You know how many people have told me to go kill myself? Yeah, people say that shit. Not so much now. Because if they say it now, it's like, obviously they're just butthurt. But when it was really unpopular to call this shit out, I just deleted the comments or sometimes deleted them, but dude. Oh, man. Thin skin.
How many people in this room gave their 2 years of their life? And you're going to accuse him that he takes money from Mark Orders?
We don't say that.
No, I'm not saying about you.
Hold on. Here's what was said. Jen said, I thought that Spence might have been paid. And the whole room blew up about it and went crazy. And then it turned into a big FUD campaign against me. When I just sat back and listened to everybody yelling at each other, and then finally got a chance to take control back of the call, and I personally.
So let's just clear this up here. Who knows? Who in the hell knows who is being paid? Excuse me. Who knows for definitive sure who's being paid? Goddamn, paid to put out information or misinformation or whatever about AMC stock. I don't think anybody knows for a fact. However, I'll say this. I think it's highly likely that there is at least one paid shill in this play. I would be very surprised if there was not one, at least one person who is on the take from someone, whether it's Aron and AMC, whether it's Ken Griffin or Citadel, whether it's whoever, Lou, Al, I don't know who it is, but I would be willing to put money. And if we had our prop bet website that I keep developing in my mind, if we had that functional, you would see I would wager money on that. I don't know how we would ever verify it. Maybe it would just have to be, as Lou says, just park that one on the side. We'll make the bet and just park it on the side. If we ever find out the truth, then the bet will become valid. I mean, I have my suspicions as to who would fit into that category, but I don't think. I think it's more unreasonable to me to believe that nobody in this is being paid or juiced by somebody. So I think there's at least one. But Model 3 dude's right here. He is right about this. None of this will change the price of AMC tomorrow. But to be fair, they've exhausted everything else, right? It's not the popcorn. It's not the fake chicken nuggets. It's not the new theater. It's not the new projectors, which aren't there yet. But the news is, it's not the movies. It's not the movies themselves. It's not the economy. So maybe it is this drama. I mean, we have to be open-minded to that. Set up Al with a pillow talker, huh? Get some information out of him. I like that. Any volunteers?
DM Jen and said, hey, don't let all this stress you out. I'm sorry if you felt we didn't stick up for you, but there's way more important things going on in Jen's life than that. I hope she understands that, and I know she does, and I care about her. But when she went another call immediately to go after me instead of March, I just didn't get it. So I'm just here explaining that. I wanted to tell Jen that I'm sorry she thinks I didn't stick up for her. I'm going to host my calls better from now on. I told everybody in them there's only going to be select people to speak, and I will immediately cut off anybody who's speaking ill of each other. And I learned a lesson in hosting space calls, but I mean, if you want to attack me over it, go ahead. And people who use me to gain their following in their calls, good luck with what you're doing in yours. And that's all I got to say.
I hate that this is happening between y'all. Seriously, because I took the one the wrong way. You and her going through what me and the ones going through. I thought that he heard the guy, and he didn't, though. He didn't hear him. So that's my fault for thinking that he was defending the person. So I'm just saying, just fix that, please. Just try to fix it. Jen, you owe an apology. Jen, you got to really fix that. It's on you.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, Jen, it is on you.
I don't require an apology. I know it was heated, and I'm an adult, and I understand that things get out of control, and I know people are better than what happens, and I don't care. I let it go, and a day later, I was working on another thing for AMC shareholders. Well, so I have no beef with anybody, and I hope everybody just gets over it and goes back to what they're doing. And if you don't want me in your call, you don't want me in your call. That's it. That's all I got to say.
Well, this literally just happened 2 days ago.
And I apologize for everyone. We were always there for you, and we will. You don't wanna come to the call. Whatever makes you happy, that's fine. But we have nothing but love and respect for you. I apologize whatever happened in past, and I'll make sure it will never happen again. Here, let's fix this. It's not. I am sorry. I know what you are going through, and I don't want you to go any more through anything because I know what you are going through. So let's fix this. Let's. I apologize for everyone in our group, for Spence, PJ, Tara, Mark, everyone. I am sorry. It should have never happened. It did happen, and Spence, we will try to make sure it never happens.
So now we're going in circles.
But let's forget this, man. We always sticked up for you when nobody was there to stick up for you. Spence, Tara, PJ, me. We always there for you. And we will always still be there for you. Whether you like us or don't like us, we will still be with you. You're a family. You're a part of us. How can we, just like something like that? And there are people, those who will take advantage of this situation. They will try to divide us. They will try to put you.
Sorry.
Take care of. There's none of.
Jesus.
Hold on. Let me speak here. So yeah, there's things happen. Hopefully, we can all put this behind us. Because I think everybody should get along for the sake of, everything just works better. If there's a way that you guys could all just, make up, apologize, or whatever has to be done, or at least put it all behind us. There's not really, I mean, I understand their feelings were hurt in the process. And like I said, Spence probably didn't want it to turn out that way. I mean, I had a space call, the same exact thing happened. I didn't know what
this feels like is, this feels like junior high school or high school. It feels like junior high school or high school, either one. Let's just go with junior high school. And really, it should be like college. You know what I mean? This is bullshit. This is nonsense. The fact that the teachers, and I'm using an analogy here, the teachers are spending time on this is bullshit. The teachers should concentrate on the curriculum or the lesson or teaching and helping people learn. This is, unprofessional, amateur, whatever you want to call it, but it reminds me of, some junior high school drama. When in college, you don't have time for that. At least I didn't. I didn't have the time or desire to waste on bullshit like this. It's just, let me quote Frankie Muhammad, it's just that simple.
What to do. I learned from it, and I came out with a different attitude on it, which is next time I'm going to be a little bit more quicker to go and, mute and take charge. And I figured, you guys all are friends in the first place. There's no reason to split everybody up over stuff. I get things were said, feelings were hurt in the process.
Make sure it's a $50 Google Play Store card. Yeah, it's entertaining for sure. It is entertaining, and it's good to know what's going on. It's just, I mean, I don't, I think in terms of like social, that's what this is. It's a social movement, more than an investing club. It's a social movement. And in terms of that kind of thing, I think the apes have got, they've got it going on when it comes to drama in like a social environment. Yeah, I mean, I feel a little bit of that too, Antoinette. I definitely do. But at the end of the day, hey, they're putting it out there. This is a public video. So.
But, Spence did come in. He did apologize. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows Jen's a good person.
But now we're just going in circles.
PJ, same exact thing. We know that you care and you're a good person too. So Spence, so if we can just all get along and move past this, and we need everybody together, and you're all good people. So
these are the people that are going to hold for you, right? These are the people that are going to hold for you. I can tell you right now, I'm not holding fucking shit for that Spence guy. if I were an ape. So, and that's just the way it is. And there are some people who are like, yeah, that guy's an asshole. I'm not holding for him. Fuck it. And that's just another flaw in the narrative, because you can't count on anybody, and and you're not supposed to count on anybody. But yeah, anyway.
Let's see if we can, you guys finally got it off your chest. Everything got hashed out. So, what I mean? Like, hopefully this can be put to bed and then we can just move on from it, because everybody here cares about the play and the people. So,
well, and that's the thing, Manny. I've said this going back to Scotty channel. to think that these, and I hate to say it like this, but these people, I don't mean that in any other way, and just talk about this collection of people, this group of people, to think that these people are going to become rich. It's a scary notion. It is really a frightening idea. However, I've known my fair share of wealthy people over the years, and do now. And I can tell, and everybody can probably kind of identify with this, sympathize with this, whatever you want to say. This is not how they are. In any way, in any aspect. This is not how they are. This is not how they became successful. This is not how they got wealthy. This is not how they conduct their lives. So, I want to assure you, well, to the best of my ability, don't hold me responsible for this. Not a financial advisor, not a psychotherapist, not a psychic. So, your mileage may vary, but I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see these fools becoming millionaires. Hopefully that will, you won't have to drink so much now. At least not for that reason. Oh my God. Okay.
We're not
Chris,
perfect.
Is this the peak? Is this the peak drama, or should we keep going?
Don't do perfect things, but we mean well. So I'll let Jen speak, because I think I accidentally interrupted her. So Jen, floor is yours.
No, nobody interrupted me. You're fine. So I'd like to put this all, behind too. That's all that's been talked about the last 2 days now, and I'm sorry. I can't handle the stress. It's too much. It really is. So I accept Spence's apology and everything. I still feel a little hurt. It's going to take time. I just need time to cool off.
I feel like there's a butt coming.
2 more days. This is still pretty fresh. Yeah. I'm sorry for publicly saying what I said about PJ and Spence and all, what I said. I don't even want to repeat it because I just, whatever, but like, from where I was coming from, I felt like nobody was defending me. And so I have to think, when we have a snake like him in the fucking room, that what the hell? Like, what's going on? Why won't these people that I thought were fucking friends to me not defending me? That's
I understand that.
That's my thinking. They're like, oh, they're not defending me. Something's wrong. Like, I'm sorry I said it. I should have kept it to myself. I should have talked to you guys about that privately instead of letting that out publicly in a freaking face call. That was my mistake, I guess. And I'm sorry about that. I should have handled that like an adult and freaking talk to you guys privately about that sort of thing, and I didn't, because I was hurt about what happened earlier that day. I guess that's my excuse for that, and I'm sorry, that I said that publicly, and hurt some people's feelings. But just know that I was hurt too earlier that day, and so, it's all water under a bridge at this point. But yeah, I'd like to move on from this.
Yeah, under a bridge.
Whatever they got going on is their own thing. Jen didn't come into Ape Radio and talk anything. She sat in the room. I have no idea about all the other stuff that they're talking about. That's between them. I said my piece. The other thing that none of you are picking up on, which heated me the most, this is why I'm passionate about it. That Sun comment that Mr. Cahood made towards Jay Brown, he owes him an apology. And at this point has never even once reached out to Jay Brown to apologize.
What did he say?
Which heated me the most. This is why I'm passionate about it. That Sun comment that Mr. Cahood made towards Jay Brown, he owes him an apology. and at this point has never even
Yeah, this guy's
once
more concerned about Mark Kohrs calling some dude son. Grow the fuck up. Sounds like, you know, he probably, God, oh my God. I call these guys, not these guys, short the VIX, especially Trey, TMI, Matt Coles, those younger kid, because they are kids. They're kids. Kiddo, son. That's what really set this guy off. It's not a racial slur. And people are on different sides of that, and that's fine. But what really gets this guy moving is son. How dare he say son? It's always with the respect with these types. You disrespected me. You disrespected Jay Brown. Oh my God. Listen here, son. Let me tell you something about bag holding.
reached out to Jay Brown to apologize. That is a racist thing. That was called out.
What?
And I was the only one who did it. And I got no problem admitting it and saying it and glad it was on tape. That's why I went off on him.
Son is a racist thing. Okay. Well, you know, the thing is, Antoinette, it's never been about making money for them. Now, they'll say it is. They'll say it is. But if it were about making money, they would have done everything differently. Everything. Literally everything. They wouldn't listen to each other because we know that, and I don't mean this personally to anybody here, but we know that other retail investors are idiots. There's a lot of idiots, and their opinions don't matter. You can listen to what they have to say, but you don't ever accept what somebody's saying as the truth without, and I hate to say this, but doing due diligence, but true due diligence. But yeah, I mean, and they would probably stay away from these speculative meme stocks, especially a year after, literally a year after that they, you know, have had their day in the sun, and have the perceptiveness to realize that this ship has sailed, you know. But yeah, he said son, not boy, so I don't know. But I mean, my guess is Mark, well, I know Mark is in his 60s, or he's right around 60 years old. If he were talking to somebody, you know, in their late 30s like me, well, my father is in his early 60s. So, you know, there is that age relationship, and you would generally expect somebody from that, with that, you know, there to be a difference in experience and life experience and whatnot. But you know, I don't know. I agree that it's they're focusing on what's not important. You know, and again, you don't have to agree with what Mark Kohrs is saying, or whatever, or even know what Mark Kohrs is saying. And I disagree with a lot of what he said once he flipped over to this, you know, supporting the, what you call it, Moass, whatever. I don't even know, you know, truly if he does, but yeah, there is only so much you can talk about. DD is none. DD is done. I mean, DD is none, actually, but next phase is self-destruction. Yep. Yep. I think we're, well, I don't know. My timing is always off, but seems like we are sliding into that phase. That phase. Maybe it's not a hard, line between the different phases. We're experiencing the phase change, I think.
Peacefully, Diva. Again, apologies. I'm glad we're.
Hold on, one. I called him out on that as well.
And that's it. So I am going to, I respect people in the room. I said my piece in the other room, and I said it right here. I'm glad Diva and I spoke. Diva, if you'd like to talk more privately about this, we can do so. I have no problem with that. And that's it.
Okay, we can talk about we can talk about it. We can talk about it.
Well, I don't know if it's coming to an end or not. I mean, obviously it is, but how soon though? See, that's another thing that we should have on the that we should be able to bet on. And I guess we could do just a half-ass version here. Let's see here. All right. Get that going.
One-on-one. We can do that.
Thank you.
Go ahead. There's a missed one. What? There's a missed one in here, and there's a Eric.
I think Eric has hand up.
Go ahead, Eric.
Hey guys.
Hold on.
I've just been listening, and Jen, I love you. In the kind of friendship kind of way as another ape and everything else. And in my opinion, I don't think you have to apologize for nothing. I've said the very same things you've said, whether I was wrong or not. Regardless, the common denominator in all this, and I don't have a problem saying it, is that jerk off Mark Kohrs. He has no room to say anything about apes, Aron, talking crap in a space for apes and AMC. He is a short-selling piece of crap. He is a liar, and he spreads division. He says we're not apes, and we evolved, and then you got other apes that are agreeing with it, and all this crap. And it's like, you know what? I understand that people have their own opinions. That's fine, okay? But when you facilitate the problems over and over and over again by having this freaking jagoff in a space call.
Jagoff? Is this guy from Pittsburgh? They're the only people who say jagoff like that. Oh, shit.
Is a problem. He has no room speaking on AMC. He's not on our side.
See, there you go. That's why I liked him before, until he started fucking around with Tara Bull and the like. But, I can only imagine what this guy would say about me. Oh.
And none of it. And then the people that were closely connected, beginning of this and everything, it's just, Jen, I wouldn't feel bad for going and saying the things that you do, because that's
it's falling apart. That's what you wanted to say.
Your initial thought. And when you go to your counsel and your advisement and you talk about this stuff the way you're feeling, what you're thinking, then you how you truly feel about past and everything else. And the thing is that if we can't talk about this stuff and we got to be quiet and get upset and digress and all this crap, then we're not moving forward. We're not moving forward whatsoever. The common denominator, the problem, is Mark Kohrs. Quit talking to me. Quit entertaining this guy. He just wants you to sell your stocks because he needs to buy his back that he freaking borrowed. Okay? That's it. Plain and simple.
Yeah, that old argument. Oh, he just wants you to sell because he has to buy. Bullshit. Bullshit. There's no problem buying shares. No problem buying shares. God. All right.
Sorry. I'm not sticking up for Mark. I'm sticking up for fake news. Mark is not short the stock. That's all. That's all. Mark.
Okay. All right. This is getting good.
News. Mark is not short the stock. That's all. That's all.
Mark is short the stock, and he's short an attitude. And that's my opinion, and I'm just saying.
Mark might be short.
He's no good, and he doesn't belong in any space calls with apes. He doesn't.
This guy.
No, hold on. I don't know what position Mark has. I mean, I'm not going to stick up for him either which way. We can just agree that his tone was like not cool.
Oh yeah.
But
see, this is more junior high school shit. Like, oh, Mark is short the stock. He's a piece of shit. Nothing he says could ever be right. He's just not on our side. Yeah? That's why you're going to end up losing all your fucking money, because you won't listen to anything that's not coddling you and telling you that you're right. And that's nonsense. That's nonsense. Go play the fucking lottery. Seriously, go play the lottery if that's how you want to fucking be. What a bunch
we'll
of
just
bullshit.
leave it at that. I do want to get to Keith because somehow he got dropped.
Wow.
But yeah, we can all pretty much agree that Mark had a bad tone, and you know, if anything, he probably does.
Yeah, and he hurts your feelings. Oh my God, he hurts your feelings. He hurts your feelings. Call CNN. Oh my God, he hurt my feelings. Call fucking Charles Payne. He'll care about that, right? They love feelings over there. Oh,
an apology for what he did say.
God, that's Fox. Right? They don't care about feelings.
We'll just let that part rest. I want to get to Keith here because I wanted to hear what he had to say.
Keith. I wonder if this is the same Keith that used to hang out on Astro's stream. He was the one who used to talk about the market maker codes, the number of shares available at different prices in the order book being codes for certain things, which is not the case now.
Give me a second here. Unmuting. Keith, floor is yours, man. Oh, I hit it twice. There you go.
I missed the first part of it. I want to know who allowed Mark Kohrs in that room. Who let him up to speak to our community?
I'm pretty sure
that because
I'm pretty sure that is the same Keith. I think so, because he, yeah.
Mark has been in the rooms quite often for the last 5 or 6 months, and he's given us some really good information. He's donated to Cat Striker $5,000. He bought AMC in the hopes of making some money and getting.
Well, I appreciate you letting me know what side that you're not on. You're not on my side. You got that?
Yep. Oh boy, that is definitely the same Keith. All right, I can tell from his voice. And his distinct lack of teeth. But I'm gonna roll it back and just let it play because this is getting good. This is getting good. God damn it! I gotta go to bed. I can't.
Cat Striker $5,000. He bought AMC in the hopes of making some money and getting.
Well, I appreciate you letting me know what side that you're not on. You're not on my side. You got that? You're not on my side.
Okay, whatever you want to think. It doesn't matter to me because.
No, whatever you want to run me now. I'm up here. I was let up here to speak, not you.
Just relax. We're not trying to escalate.
What the fuck?
Keith, I'm not trying to disrespect you or anything. I just want to try to keep it as civil as possible. Mark Kohrs blocked me. I don't have a problem. Like I'm not upset with him or anything like that. I was actually interested in bringing him on to talk about it, like what he knows. It's not that I'm interested in going his way. He has, I don't want to say information. He's got a knowledge from a different point of view, and I like all points of view. It's not that I would agree with anything that he said. It's just, sometimes you kind of want to know where they're coming from so then you can put them right in their place. And I don't know enough about Mark Kohrs except for the attitude that he has presented so far. And I do know like bits and pieces of him, and it is kind of rougher. But I offer him a chance to come on the show so I can talk to him, get his perspective. Obviously, it's probably going to be, people aren't going to be happy that he would be on here anyways, but sometimes I like to see it
well, anyway,
myself on who he really is and ask him the hard questions so I can pick his brain. Like, why are you in the play? Why are you doing this? And if he's doing good things for people like Cat Striker, which is Cat Striker's a good person, he gave her money to go do more stuff, that's cool. But I mean, I'm still kind of confused on really where he
sounds
stands.
like somebody being friends with somebody because they're donating and being that cool. If they're even being that cool or donating money, doesn't mean you should, you know what I mean? You should just
I really don't
call it out.
I don't know what to think about Mark Kohrs. I'm kind of stuck in the middle of like, is he bad? Is he good? And that's why I would want to bring him on so I can figure it out myself by asking him all kinds of questions.
There's a problem right there, okay? Black and white thinking. And I don't mean racial. I mean good versus evil. This is cult. This is cult mentality. When you get to that, I don't know if this person's good or bad or, where he falls. Well, people aren't good or bad generally. He has a perspective that's different than yours, just like we do. Why would you not want to experience all sides of an issue? I don't understand that. Well, if you've been pigeonholed into one way of thinking, might call it programmed, and Lynn decides to show up now. Oh man, you've missed the shitstorm. But I think we're still in it, so good timing. Welcome. But this, good or evil, good or bad, black or white. It's a very simplistic way of looking at things, and to quote a Travis Tritt song, the world's not black and white. I'm paraphrasing. It's shades of gray. And you have to be able to discern that. I thought that was something that, people kind of became more in tune with as they moved from adolescence to adulthood. But, actually, if you want to come right down to it, that song actually was written by a guy named Daryl Scott. Just some music trivia. Great Day to Be Alive by Travis Tritt. Okay.
Questions, and I would grill him because if he's a bad guy, I offered him to come on and he didn't take it. So if he has good intentions, he would have taken the offer. I'm not saying he doesn't have good intentions because he doesn't have to come on here. He's free to say no. But I offered him to come on here, and usually people that have good intentions will come on and speak their piece and prove to the people that they have good intentions. And he didn't take it, and that's his right, which sucks because I did kind of want to grill him and ask him some questions. I'd be fair and show him respect, whether he deserves it or not. And that's just for the fact of, I want to get the information out there for the people. Can we trust him or can we not? And he decided not to take me up on the offer and leave me on block. So, I mean, it's whatever. It's a judgment of his own character on how he handles people. And if he doesn't want to come forward, I mean, yeah, he's doing nice things for Cat Striker. That's good because, I mean, she does good things and it's nice that he does support her. So, I mean,
but what good does flying a plane with a banner that said Ken Griffin lied, what good does that actually do? What good has that done? What good does it do to drive a truck around with a sign on the back of it that says Ken Griffin lied? AMC. Is that really a good thing? what is the return on that investment? I think that it's probably not really doing much of anything except giving Ken Griffin probably a chuckle. What is this person actually done? And that could be that probably should be looked into more and discussed, but it just, what it sounds like to me, and this is what I understood before from conversations I've had with someone else who was kind of in tune with that side of the community. It sounds like he's kind of macking on her. That's what it seemed like, that he was interested in her. I don't know. Who knows? But from what he's saying here, oh, he does good things for Kat, and she does good things. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm not sure. But
I mean, that's where it gets confusing. One minute he's doing good here, next minute he's doing bad there. I mean, maybe he's hormonal. You know what I mean? Like,
what?
No offense, Jen, but maybe Mark Kohrs has some emotional issues that he needs to work out.
Now that is rich.
And from
an ape talking about emotional issues. Chris, you're going to need to pick videos more often, my friend. Don't be shy. Don't be shy about, sending in your suggestions like this. This is gold. Pure gold, my friend.
From what I understand, he did buy AMC, went long on it, lost a lot of money. Maybe that's why he's moody. I don't know. And I'm not sticking up for him because
why the apes
but
moody.
I want to figure out why he does what he does. And I like I said, I wanted to bring him on to find out what was really kind of grinding his gears on why he acts the way he does. It could just be that's who he is. So let me see what we got. Miss One. I'm not sure who that
thanks
is.
For shutting down Keith. Jesus.
Toothless Keith, we used to call him. They said the one's wife.
Is it the one's wife?
Yeah, that's what they said. The one's
I think I accidentally just removed somebody. I didn't mean to. When you're scrolling through your screen, I guess
Good
you can hit
moderating.
things you don't want to. Miss One, floor is yours.
Okay, so yes, I am married to the one. Just to clarify.
Hey, when she's done, I mean, you really only gave me like a 5 seconds before she interrupted my whole conversation, and so did you. I mean,
they didn't shut Toothless Keith down. Damn.
Tell me not to be rude, but she was rude, and so was you. And then I get knocked down again. Come on now. I'm not playing good cop, bad cop here, like Terror and Mark Kohrs did, and PJS. You know, if you don't know who Mark Kohrs is, the guy that comes in here and blocks over half of the community, and then wants to push his narrative, and you got his little shield right here, PJS. That protects his back all the time, won't play good cop, bad cop. I'm not that stupid, but apparently some people in this room do not know what's going on.
Yeah,
well, I think it's very obvious what happened. That was a scripted as hell little play they put on the other day, and they didn't fool nobody that really knows what's going on. And PJ, just don't even send me any hearts or look. You're nice, Keith, and I'm glad you stuck up for God because I don't think you know who he is. What? You want me to show you? You want a snapshot? Really? Want a snapshot of it? Hold on, I'll go get it. Because you just lied again like you always do. You've been with them from day one. You want to play good cop, bad cop? Get out of here. Oh, God. You start a problem everywhere you go and you want to blame everybody else. It doesn't work that way, honey.
Hold on.
Because I'm smarter than you'll ever be.
This is probably a topic for another time, I think, because Mark Kohrs, I think, is his own problem in itself, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of resolved actually kind of two issues we had from earlier.
He doesn't belong in this community at all. Like in any
everybody to understand,
second of any day, of any 24 hours a day, he doesn't belong here. Nobody comes in and does to our community what he does. I don't want to hear you.
You're not one of us.
Matter of fact, David, little David.
Hold on. You guys
God,
gotta
please
be
mention
nicer.
Scott Allen. Please mention Scott Allen.
Yeah, just like.
But no man should be talking to a woman in that manner. It just should. That's just too much. If the lady's wrong, PJ, if Keith feel like he's wrong, okay, that's his opinion. But don't speak to her. Don't speak down to her. She's still a woman, though. She's still a woman.
Well, I mean, we'll not touch the Mark Cohodes thing at this time. I'll still offer him the invite to come on here and explain himself or talk about who he is and what he does, and that's it. I'll do it a one-time thing just because I think if he's bad, we need to figure it out. If he's good, we need to figure it out. And it will easily come out in, like, obviously complex questions. I mean, I'm going to hit him with questions of, I want to find out who he is. And I hear a lot of bad things. I've seen bad things. He seems like he means well, but just, I don't know what his deal is. But like I said, I'm just trying to be neutral on it. But I don't know. Like I said, the offer for him to come on the show and tell us who he is, I mean, the offer's there, and
Froggy, I think
you're not one of us.
Before we listen to all of their arguments, we should understand who this guy Mark is and what he is doing to cause everybody to get upset.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't want to take a side on it because, like, I don't really know him enough to make a judgment on it. So, like I said, it's up to him if he wants to explain who he is, what he does, how he thinks, and like, I'm not going to be rude to him or nothing. I mean, I give him a chance to talk and see where he's coming from. I mean, obviously there's people hating him. There's people that like him. So, I mean, it's another one of them conflicting topics. And it sucks that this is a thing. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. You can like people and you can not like people. But just be fair and respectful about it if you do like them or you don't. Like I said, Mark Cohodes has me blocked. I'm not upset at the fact that he blocked me. I'm not sitting there saying I hate him because of it. He might have did it for some reason, but, I'm not an enemy to him, but I'm willing to listen to him and hear what he has to say, and that's it. I'll give him one shot, and if he wants to come on, he's welcome to do so. If he doesn't, it's his choice. But we should all be respectful to each person in the community because, like, everybody means well, and it's all a matter of perspective on whether you like somebody or not. And I probably won't take.
So how does everybody mean well? I'm not really sure that I understand that. I mean, we mean well here, but nobody, nobody wants to give us any time or even acknowledge our existence, and that's fine. But providing confirmation bias and hopium, that's not that. I mean, maybe underlying all of that is a good intention, but it's so misguided that it's actually counterproductive. It's hurting. It has created what that one dude, Oliver's Papa, I think is his name, older gentleman on a farm, little kids and screaming in the background. He said that Trey, this is one thing that one of the things that he said that I liked. He said Trey has created an army of bag holders. Trey's created an army of bag holders. And yeah, he has. These guys have. And they're perpetuating it. I mean, I don't know what good intention is underlying that. And if you really are that clueless, why are you still in that position? It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, all right.
God. Take any more speakers today just because of the fact that it does seem heated. So we're going to let things cool down. And I don't want to see any more feelings.
The one wife she was waiting for a while. The one wife.
Yeah, but I don't know how to unblock. They could not hang over here. I don't think they could. And they're welcome to. I mean, everybody's welcome. Even fucking Joey fucking Garcia. By the way, Lynn, he was here earlier. Maybe he still is. And Antoinette is right here with what she's saying. Let me highlight it. One moment. Who cares about this Mark dude? They're giving him more power by addressing him. And, you know, that's, if you're dealing with a narcissist, which maybe Mark Cohodes has some of those, maybe some of those characteristics, you know, he's very keen on himself. The worst thing that you can do is ignore them and not give them the satisfaction of discussing them in any light, positive or negative. And so that's the approach that, you know, I try to take with some of these jokers. And you know, and to Trey's credit, that's what he's done with me. I mean, I've commented on his videos dozens of times over the last year. Not once has he ever acknowledged anything I've ever said. I've replied to his tweets. I've tweeted at him. Tried to get any rise out of him whatsoever. Nothing. So that's good. That's the way it probably should be. You know, unless you can handle it and not fly off the handle emotionally, which is why I have tried to just deprive these people of the satisfaction of knowing that they're getting to me. Let's see. It is extreme greed. Nothing noble about the movement. But no sell, Manny. No sell. If Ken Griffin doesn't go to jail, which I'm not even sure what crime he's accused of, being rich, it looks like the apes aren't selling. Fear and greed. Always someone on the other side of the trade, even if it's Citadel, right? Even if it's Citadel. That's technically, according to Citizens United, that's a person right there. That's a person.
Okay, let me see. Everybody else, you got to allow Miss One to speak, and then if you don't, I'm just gonna put it on mute because this is.
You allowed the one dude to speak too, right? Sorry, Miss Harris.
Yeah, let Miss One speak.
You know what? It's okay. It's fine. I listen. I'll keep my conversation for another day. I hope you guys can all resolve this. I've listened to you all talk over the line. Some of you know me, some of you don't. But you know, I remember when you were all on the same side. So I hope you guys can all resolve this. But I'll keep my conversation for another day. I'll let the emotions run out here. So,
I would like to see everything de-escalate and everybody just be
I would just like Miss Diva to don't tell me how I can talk to anyone. Listen here, if we're all people.
What?
Oh, that. I mean, I don't.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
You have to be respectful.
I wasn't telling him how to. I was just saying she's a woman.
Yeah, that dude. That Keith dude is bad news. Bad news bears. He sounds like a men's rights advocate. Oh my God. So, what actually happened? Well, it goes back, but apparently somebody was in their space call using racial slurs. That's where we picked this up. Somebody was using racial slurs in a space call. Someone was upset about it, and the response by not this guy but another guy that's off camera was pretty lukewarm at best. And it just kind of devolved into this shit show. And apparently this happened a month ago. So I don't know. You know, that's what yeah, it's a long story. Basically they're idiots, okay? Let me sum it up for you. They're idiots. They're people who do not value evidence-based thinking. And start at the if you do watch this, and I'll put the link to it in the description of the video, or you know, actually I could just put it in the chat. Start at the 3-hour mark. That's where it starts. So that I just saved you 3 hours. You're welcome. But yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess, and as people have pointed out, in this chat here, they're focusing on shit that at the end of the day is irrelevant and counterproductive to what they're trying to focus their energy on. But as I pointed out, I believe this is what happens when you relinquish your critical thinking skills and you've adopted a narrative and cult-based thinking, like somebody is good or only this. Is this person good or bad? I don't know. I can't tell. Well, they're gray is what they are. But you're just going to have to experience it for yourself, Lynn.
Tell you how to talk to somebody. That's not what I was doing.
You can go back and just rewatch this stream from some point.
I was saying she's a woman. You're stronger than her. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because boredom and because they're so misguided on everything. They're so misguided on everything that they are so confused that they don't know which way is up and which way is down. And they're just totally confused. But if you have a show, Chris, why haven't I been invited on this show?
Yeah, she ain't meaning it in a disrespectful way.
What does that have to do with her having a conversation here? You know, she never spoke to me first, and it was my turn.
Don't demean her, like, you know what I mean? I'm smart.
All these grown fucking men sitting there talking about respect. You don't respect me. Well, you know what? No, I don't fucking respect you. Why? How do these idiots command any respect at the end of the day? They've created an army of bag holders, and they're perpetuating this army of bag holders. Grifters don't deserve respect. Period. Because they've been betrayed by everyone they trusted, because they trusted grifters. Bingo. Bingo.
than you. I know more than you. Like all this extra stuff. Like just.
I'm a dog in here. What are you talking about? You're smaller than me. I'm a dog. Do you want me to get rid of that gun there, or is that a female? Can I go up? And Miss Stevens, me and you have a talk about religion, find out who you actually believe in before you school me on the language. All right? Because I'm a 40-year old.
Yeah. All right. I'm shutting down the space call. Yeah, no more need for any more. Like, I want respectfulness. If you can't be respectful, you can't speak. And that's pretty much it. So
yeah.
Green told me he's a good guy. He has his hand up and so is this trapping guy. Go ahead, Green Tony. You can hurry up and say what you need to say, sir.
Yeah, last two.
Thank you. I was just in the other space, the idea space, and I brought this idea to them, and I talked to Eric, and I actually, the reason why I wanted to talk to him is because out of respect to Eric, I wanted to see if I can because I don't think they want to go that route, but I asked them if I can use the idea, but obviously an ape idea. And this is the reason why this idea came to me, because we're all over the place, guys. And it shouldn't be this way. We should be strong. We should be together. We should be helping each other. And sometimes one can be weaker.
Wrong. Nope. Sorry. That's a delusion. That's a delusion.
Than the other. And it doesn't have to be a woman or a man. Sometimes I'm going to need you guys. And I'm going to need from every one of you. And I understand, in La La Land, everybody might get along, but we can at least strive. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that, just so I can wrap this up really fast, is that I would like to talk to some of the calls that space calls that basically are open all the time. Great space calls like the Ape Radio. That every morning I can listen to them.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
And they're always great. Cat Lady, she always opens spaces. Very, very great spaces. What I'm trying to say is that if we can all come together and maybe with this...
All right, guys. We need to have a space call. I'm going to start a space call at some point, maybe tomorrow during the day. I'm at work and I'm working and I can put my headphones on and, people can come in. But what it sounds like is the Twitter spaces regarding AMC are as one-sided as YouTube is and Reddit. And, well, I just cannot just sit here while these guys have a monopoly on the discussion on AMC on social media. That's just not acceptable. There has to be some dissent. And truth be told, I want these idiots to come in and get schooled by us. But at the end of the day, they need to hear some other opinions. So my Twitter is on the bottom of the screen at Scotty Finance. Follow me on there. And if and when I do a space call, come in and speak and support evidence-based thinking and critical thinking and logic and common sense. That's the best that I think we can do is to highlight this shit and say, look how ridiculous this is. Look how this has devolved into this shit show. Meanwhile, people are down 60, 70, 80% on their portfolios. I mean, can you call it a portfolio if there's one thing in it? I guess. It's like a file folder with one sheet of paper in it. Except, that's more useful than this their portfolios here, probably, right? But yeah, I think I've been wanting to do this for a while. I mean, we could crash a space, yeah, but the problem is, I think once I ever open my mouth, I would get banned perpetually. So that's why I prefer to be in charge, and obviously title it, do a clickbait title. No, don't make it seem like it is what it is. Make it seem like it's something different. Do a little clickbait spin on it. Follow the finance news lead to get people in. And then, some people will stick around, but it might be fun. It might be fun. Okay, let's see how this ends.
Ape idea space. We can do it once a month and everybody bring positivity. How can we grow as a community? Instead of tearing each other down, we should look for some kind of ways, kind of like right now, we see that talking over space is
I'm
send them to ape guys.
I'm skipping because that's not going to work. That's not going to work. But the only way that could happen, the only way that this can be rectified, fixed, is if these people admit that they were wrong, admit that they lost, admit that it's okay to lose, and that you are going to lose in the stock market. I don't care who the fuck you are. You're going to lose money sometimes worse than others. Sometimes you fuck up big. Sometimes you blow up your account. We've all done it. But the only way you can get past that is actually admitting it. Otherwise, you end up like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite, where, if Ken Griffin had only been sent to jail, then we would all be rich. It's somebody else's fault. Nope, it's your fault. Hard pill to swallow? Yes. Necessary pill? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the only way. That's the only way I see it. And that's not even, that's so unrealistic. That's about as undamn realistic as a goddamn Moass.
He can do it. That's it.
We got one more left. We got, what is it, Bobo?
Bobo.
Hold on, we got to get him a mic here real quick.
Well, Go ahead. And Antoinette, there's some truth to what you're saying, and that's what cults offer a lot of people. They offer people who are outcasts, who don't fit in, who are vulnerable. They offer them something that seems like a community. It seems like, they fit in. And so that's a really good observation. And I don't, I don't think it's necessarily bad or wrong to have friendships with strangers from the internet. But to this kind of extreme, all united on one shared delusion, that's pretty much a definition of a cult. So again, I go back to the cult. And exactly, why do you think Lou is so loved? Exactly.
I just wanted to say, Trav, you want to say something?
Oh, this is going to be good.
I'm going to pass, and the room is settled down, and I don't want to spark up anything. The room is calm. I'm going to pass on what I had to say, or my input. Everybody hangs together strong. That's pretty much it at this point. But I'm going to forego what I had to say. Thank you.
Thanks for speaking, man. So I went over a lot longer than I was expecting. Ape Radio is probably on right about now. I want to let you guys know. Go ahead and check out the one and the hedge on Ape Radio. As soon as we get off of here, they're going to be probably on. So hopefully I was able to de-escalate things just enough to where everybody can still patch everything up and remain friends in the long run. Because that's all that really matters is, I mean, like I said before, I've been in Spence's shoes to where you don't know what to do and it sucks. And you kind of really don't want that problem to actually pop up in a space call. And he did pretty much the same thing that, like I did. I kind of froze and didn't know what to say.
Well, you know what? That's the problem with the apes. That's a perpetual problem. They don't know what to do, so they just do nothing. They just, they cling to inaction. They didn't sell the stock when they should have sold the stock. They're not buying the stock when they need to buy the stock, but they like to fantasize about a gamma squeeze every week. Yeah. And inaction, I mean, there's no quicker path away from where you want to be, wherever that is, than inaction. This goes beyond the stock market and everything else. So, sometimes you just have to jump, and you went the wrong way. Well, it was a mistake, but you can learn from it. But you can't learn from sitting on your hands and not doing shit and waiting for somebody else to do something. And this is what happens. I mean, it just, it all fits together so well in my mind. Just how fucked up this whole thing is, how these people are, what's happening right now. It all makes, it was a train wreck. It was an absolute fucking train wreck. Embarrassing. I can't believe that this is still online. And I can't imagine it will be online that much longer. I mean, if he's smart, but I mean, and at the end of the day, I don't think, in terms of these guys, in terms of these grifters, I don't think that he's as bad as a lot of them. I don't think that, he seems like he's fairly reasonable. I mean, not as reasonable as we would like, of course, but, and he's laid back. It's just unfortunate that there are so many people, so many of these people with platforms that are, much larger than the one we have, that have all this elaborate infrastructure and fan base and regular schedule and, guaranteed thousands of views, and they use it on this shit. This is what they do with it. This is what they do with their platform. Whether it's this junior high school drama, or whether it's, talking about how we're going to be so fucking rich. Well, no, you're not. Okay. The reality is you're probably not. And that's okay. That's okay. That doesn't mean that your life is going to be shitty for the rest of your life. How many comments like that have we seen on Reddit? Well, at least with this, I have a shot of doing something. Otherwise, my life is just going to suck. Okay. Well, it sounds like it does, and it sounds like it will. I don't know. This is wild.
And I don't know. I think we kind of resolved everything. So hopefully we can put everything behind us and move on. So, Ms. Harris, you want to go ahead and wrap things up?
Hey guys, appreciate each and every one of you. Really do. Jen, I need to talk to you, Jen, because I just need to talk to you. I'm just not. My mind's all gone. But appreciate you guys. Love each and every one of you. Thank you, A versus Wall Street. You're amazing. Don't forget to go over to 8 Radio, which is the Moon, the Hedge, Viper, Jordan, and Lady K. Don't forget to go over there, guys. Hey, blue boy. What else do I say? My mind is gone, brother. Hey, Same Cat Lady, appreciate you. Everybody, please go down and like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to all the channels. I don't see HT in here, but like and subscribe to all the channels, which is Froggy's channel,
which is Scott fucking Allen. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Join the Telegram chat down there in the description. Didn't have any takers on the voice chat today, but it is still open. Don't come in here now. I'm closing it now because I don't you fucking dare come in here now. But yeah. Follow me on Twitter so that when we do the space call, you all can come in there and you know, lay down the law. Page 6 is the well, maybe I should have said TMZ. I saw it on TMZ. That's what I meant.
8 versus Wall Street. Even Spence, guys. Even Spence. His channel as well. He's trying to bring good knowledge. He does bring good knowledge. I ain't gonna say try. He does. He brings it. We're
I got one thing to say to that.
So appreciate you guys. Hey James, appreciate you. AMC Alex, Mike, 8GZ83, appreciate you. Same Cat Lady, Jay White.
Roll another blunt.
All those in the chat to hear all the time.
These are good times.
Still has the ball. I didn't see trading the trees today. I don't know what's going on with that. But guys, he'll probably become a full-time YouTuber. 16 cents a day. You guys know the routine.
What is it with these people? They sound like they're on fucking walkie-talkies.
If it's God's will, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Be safe. Love each and every single one of you. God bless.
H, it's on you, man.
Shout out to everybody that came out in the comment section. Cassie, Mike, Coach Call, number letters, Miss Harris in the comment section.
All right, well, yeah, Jerry Springer got nothing on these clowns. Holy shit. That was amazing. More like that, please. More. We've got.
Thank everybody for coming. I don't even know what to say. That was kind of a lot more than I was expecting to happen.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of ran over longer.
Breaker
110.
Breaker 110.
A little bit in the process.
This is Froggy Styles.
I hate to see people fighting over.
We got a Smokey.
Stuff like this, and I think we fixed it all, which is.
We got a bear. You shooting honey.
We got a lot of good people here that mean well.
Hey, Northbound, you got a bear shooting honey.
Work together tomorrow, just because of the fact that, you know, every single one of you guys are good people, and
no,
you know, there's not really a real reason to keep fighting and stuff like that. I mean, we got agitators in the community that are purposely agitating the community.
God fucking Allen!
It's none of us. So
it's us versus them. It's us versus him. Shit. Mumbles over here.
Beef, and if they all had somewhat of an issue with this,
he's got all this equipment, and you can't even fucking hear him.
Sorry for y'all, and sorry for y'all.
Froggy's using his laptop mic, and he's too loud. What the hell?
So yeah, I want to do a shout out to Spence. I want to thank him for coming. I mean, he always brings good information.
Yeah, that guy was a fucking tool. I'm sorry, I don't know who Spence is. He's a fucking tool, in my opinion. Breaker 19. This is Scott fucking Allen. We got a bear shooting honey. That's about all the CB slang I know. Oh shit. Well, thank you, Antoinette. I don't know what to say either. Oh man, it's going to be a tough one to top, and I went way longer than I wanted to. But hey, I understand momentum. I like to think, and when not to kill it. So I'll take it. I'll take the reduction in sleep hours because hey, what can you do? Life gives you this shit, more like this. We need more like this. Anyway, let's see here. Who do we have here? Let's do this. Antoinette, Chris, Manuel, Model 3 Dude, and Scott fucking Allen's Roensch, also known as Lynn. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. And Antoinette said something earlier. I didn't highlight it, but she said, "I'm glad that this is a small and respectful group." And I think that I agree. I agree. And I think that's I don't know. I think that's the nature of trying to be unbiased and have an open mind. We're probably just more in tune with the fact that I don't agree with everything everybody says here or anywhere, and they don't agree with everything that I say or that we say, and that's good. Actually, that's a good thing. So we see that it's a good thing to be like that. And that's what, hopefully translates into trading and investing, not being locked into one mindset and one strategy and having a variety of strategies. And if you're not a bull, let's just say it that way, if you're not always a bull, it opens up so many more doors for investing and trading, particularly, right? So I think it's good. I'm just so happy with the way that things are going here. Hopefully, we continue to grow and it becomes a larger, cool, respectful group. And I think that's entirely possible. I won't have it any other way. But I used to play, I used to play music with a guy who, he would say, "Well, I see we got the small, good-looking crowd here tonight." There's like 5 people in the bar playing. The small, good-looking crowd here tonight. Yeah, we don't like those big, ugly crowds. We don't play for them. We'll stop. Yeah, we like the small, good-looking crowd, and that's what we have. And that I'm cool with that. Quality over quantity is always the way to go. So, appreciate it. Now, Chris, only the only chat you participate in. That's pretty cool. Now, I noticed that you spelled offense like that. Can we infer anything about your geographical location from that spelling, or no? Because I'm big on spelling, and I recognize the spelling. I'm just curious. And maybe that's just the way you spell it, or if somebody said this, then I might be inclined to think something. But I was just curious, because I feel like Chris kind of has that possible, kind of sardonic, characteristic sardonic sense of humor that we might see. But anyway, yeah, it's good stream for sure. Adam Aron coming to Miami. Oh, Manny, you need to be all over that shit. France. French. Well, I was thinking more, United Kingdom, but you know, either way. Yeah, and that'll teach you to be late again, Lynn. Seriously, come on. Just kidding. Yeah. Wow. So it's only Wednesday, and we have a holiday weekend this weekend. So, yeah, it's all right. So, yeah. Anyway, I got to get going. Thanks, guys. See you over in Telegram or here for the next wonderful stream. Hopefully, we get some more drama. Yeah, I know you do. You never do hang this late, so I feel like we're, you know, well, also, you know, it's summer break, so I remember that. So I'm not gonna take it too personally, but I always work. I get up at 5:30. Hopefully, usually, but you know, it's all good. Well, Lynn, I don't think I really do that much, to be honest. Like this really doesn't seem like that much to me. But I appreciate it. You know, thanks for saying that. But you know, I think that most of us agree this is pretty common sense. I mean, every one of you there in the chat could have a channel saying this stuff. It's not that special to me. But, you know, I realize that I guess it's not really that also that common in this community. So, but, you know, you can smoke on, I remember smoking on the airplane. I know what that is. So, yeah, I mean, I would like to see more channels like this pop up, and they probably will be better and more well done than mine, because you know I had the first channel and then that got killed, and then it's like, well, I'm not going to redo everything I did. I can't do that. I don't have time to do all that. So we kind of went a different direction a little bit, and with the live streams and whatnot, and it's good, but you know, there are people who have more creative skills and have more time and stuff like that, and they probably could craft a better message. At this point, though, it's like, well, we all know, there's a lot of shit that we all know here. I feel like Lou saying that kind of stuff. There's a lot of shit we all know. The devil. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is thank you. That's all. Thanks. And I'll see you guys in the next. Oh, my personality. Well, thank you. My personality. Yeah, that's the thing that it's, you know, yeah, I guess you either love me or hate me. And I've definitely got people on the hate side of that. I got them in the bag. But the irony is they're holding that bag. Anyway, all right, I got to go. Catch you guys later.